endocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I know you're not at work. I know you're still dragging your behind after all of the food that you consumed and sucked up. But I'm at work. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Roland has no voice. We begin our opening monologue to find out exactly why Roland has no voice. I know he wasn't screaming and hollering at the football games unless, of course, he was betting on them. So if he was screaming and hollering, oh, he dropped the ball. Like if that's the reason why. So, Roland, come on, let everybody hear the voice. Let everybody hear it. Let's everybody hear the raspiness in your voice. Hello, I am Roland.
It's not that much.
Listen to me, you are renowned for your voice. The ladies tell me all the time, man, I love the way Roland talks. He's all smooth. Your voice is straight garbage today. You are finished. Come on, tell me exactly what happened. I know you didn't want to tell me earlier. What happened? Why is it like that?
Screaming, yelling, at having a good time.
Okay, so screaming and yelling, was it at sports, or were you just yelling, having a good time with the family, laughing, playing?
All of
that?
Yeah, then we played left, right, center, and that was a fun time.
I don't even know what that game is. I won't ask.
It's supposed to be a family game.
Okay.
But I have a family full of gamblers.
Okay. Oh,
so we added money to the. It's a dice game.
Goodness gracious! So it was dice, gambling, and family members.
Gumbo jambalaya.
And gumbo jambalaya.
Turkey.
People made it home alive with all of those elements. Oh, you know what?
With alcohol.
And with alcohol. God bless them, folks. Where I come from, we call that an anomaly, or just lucky, but nonetheless. So there was a whole lot of that, and like by the time you woke up the next morning, your voice was gone.
By the end of the night,
voice was gone by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Hold on. Yeah.
But did you win any money?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh!
The 1 o'clock game, I got 4 out of 5. I was waiting on one. The guy, they go to the 2-yard line. I just need Jacobs to walk it in.
Yeah.
And I'm a $500 winner off a $10 bet.
And?
They threw a play action pass. They faked it to him from the 2-yard line.
Ugh.
And threw a play action pass.
All he had to do was sneeze and the ball would have been in, but they're like, let's go long.
Yeah. Play action pass, touchdown, and the game was pretty much going after that.
That was it. Well, feel better. I don't know exactly. I'm sure Roseanne is going to tell you a remedy to fix your voice. That's all she was doing this weekend.
I couldn't talk at all last night and this morning, so I did a little honey and whatever.
Yeah, Roseanne's got a remedy for everything. I think yesterday she helped somebody get rid of what was it, like a bunion, something like that. I don't know. She was doing something weird yesterday. Another person had some. What you like? You cured somebody's diabetes yesterday, didn't you?
Oh my God!
Shut up, Joe Face.
You laid hands on them.
So whatever it is, Roseanne's got a remedy for everything. It's like somebody walked in there and said, "I got bubonic plague." She goes, "Come over here and sit down and take this herb."
Did you go overseas while in the military?
No, she just knows everything. Every time you turn around, somebody says they have something. Eric had the allergy. She had this remedy for him, like sitting there in the ready. And it's a thing that she makes me do all the time that I can't stand, with hot chili peppers and all this other stuff. I got to drink it 3 times a day with garlic, cloves, or some nonsense. And I'm not gonna lie. What's that?
It works.
Yes, it does work, but I don't like it. I don't like doing it, especially 3 times. And then plus I got to make it myself. I'm a Robitussin guy. It's like it's already in the bottle. Shake it up, and you're good to go. That's what Roseanne has got something.
I'm on the Ricolas right now.
You're on the You got to do something for the throat. Trust me, Rosanna has something for you, and as I'm sure everyone else will on the phones at 860-522-WTIC. If you've got a crazy remedy for Roland to try to get rid of his sore throat, bring him in here. I don't care if it takes a crow's foot and and bull yankins. I don't care. Whatever you got, let him know. Tell him if he needs like a witch's brew of some sort. I don't know. What do you got?
A hot toddy. That's it.
A hot toddy?
A hot toddy, yeah.
I don't know. Is that like a drink of some sort? Okay.
It has, you put like whiskey or.
Oh, is it not what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You lost.
I won't do it, but.
You had me at whiskey.
I know what it is. I'm going to have gumbo later, so that should help me out a lot.
Look up fire cider and make yourself some fire cider.
Told you she's got something. Told you.
Fire cider.
Always something. That's that brujeria, santeria, whatever that stuff is.
Brujeria.
Bruju?
Brujeria.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get it right anyway.
It's true. It's true.
Roseanne is in the house. We'll get to her in a little bit. We'll talk about our trip to Tewksbury. She loves
Tewksbury.
She loves that town. We'll talk about all the stuff that happened over the weekend. And I do want to say this as far as the opening monologue is concerned. And I know it's Friday. I usually don't do an opening monologue today, but I've been thinking about this a little bit. Roseanne, I might as well pull you in here on this one, put you on the screen. I was thinking about this all this morning in our drive-in, and thinking about this horrific shooting that took place in D.C. It happened as we had Republican Chair Ben Proto on the show Wednesday, and this happened during his appearance. And we had gotten word officially, as did you, that that both service members had died. Now we know that one indeed has. The young lady, 20-year-old service member from West Virginia, has perished. The other gentleman is on, I guess, his critical condition. His survival is iffy. And as I'm coming home today, driving with you, I was thinking about, because you had talked a little bit about this last night. We were talking to 2 young people from Cameroon who were at dinner with us. And what was his name? Fritz? Fritz was the young man's name. And as we were talking to him about, he was making a comment about ICE and the stuff that he's learning in the news and all this other stuff and people who are coming into the country. Fritz wants to join the military. So as I'm driving, I was saying to myself about the immigration into this country. It's different today than it's ever been in anyone's lifetime. The reason why I say that, and it progressed over a while. The immigration that we're all familiar with, the Ellis Island version of immigration into this country, America was, as Ronald Reagan described it, the shining city on a hill. But today, it's something different. And Fritz said something last night. I just asked him one question. I said, there's no wrong answer. I said, when I was growing up, people came into the country to assimilate, to become Americans. When you came to this country, what was the reason you came to this country? He wouldn't answer for himself, but he did say that the people that he's experienced life with coming into the country, they see America as a place to come into and to send money home. That's it. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with becoming American. It has everything to do with making money here and sending that money home to their home country. Before he even got to that part, he expressed what his dollar was, like what it was worth, what his dollar was worth compared to the U.S. dollar. He said that a person in Cameroon makes about $160 to $180 a month, a good paying job. He says that a person in the United States will make that amount of money sometimes in a day. Mm-hmm. If you send some of that money home, by the time he gets deported or he's caught, this is coming from Fritz that we spoke to last night. Right. By the time that guy gets caught or deported, when he gets back home, the money that he sent home will put him up in a mansion comparative to the other members who live in Cameroon. He is living like a king, he said. Yeah. And I went, wow, that's interesting.
We are being taken advantage of.
Completely.
We are a sugar daddy state.
Damn right.
Yeah.
But then something else, as we were driving home, ran into my mind. There are other people, maybe not so much as Fritz was describing it, but there are others who hate this country. Can't wait to get here and to do what Fritz is talking about, but to undo America. Mm-hmm. They come here with nefarious deeds in mind. And I was thinking about these two service members shot, but a day before Thanksgiving. And I was thinking, can you imagine a society where so many people come into the country that wish to do it harm and picked our most important and sacred holidays to ruin them with terrorist attacks or attacks like we saw on Wednesday? That is what's going to happen. The objective, and this is the argument that a lot of people on the right and a lot of people who are, pushing back on immigration in this country or illegal immigration in this country always say that the things that we are trying to hold dear are being eradicated every day. We've got to change Thanksgiving to Indigenous Peoples Day. We can't celebrate Christmas anymore. We can't say Merry Christmas. We have to say Happy Holidays. I just did a story last week saying that they wanted another holiday in the school system where children are celebrating Eid. And they're bringing all these other holidays in the objective. Oh, you can't put up the American flag anymore into the school, lest you offend people from other countries.
Then they should go home. I'm sorry.
But no, I'm just saying that all of the things that you cherish in this country will soon be attacked on a level that you can't celebrate them because someone may be there to attack them. You're out there at a Christmas tree lighting. What happens in Chicago? Blaka, 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 blaka.
Germany?
Yes.
Have you seen the thousands of Muslims walking through? And Germany is renowned for Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. Thousands of Muslims running through German Christmas towns, screaming "Wallah Akbar," whatever it is that they're screaming, mm-hmm. knocking over displays, pushing people out of the way, and all they're screaming is this Akbar Allah crap. In England, a woman got arrested for standing on the street and bowing her head. Her child had been murdered on that, or somebody had been murdered on that corner. She got arrested for bowing her head. It was assumed she was praying. However, you got 75
members,
Islamists that come over with a little towel. They throw it down in the middle of the street and start praying, and that's acceptable. You can't bow your head in memory or in remembrance of someone, but you can get a group of 10 guys to throw a towel in the middle of the street and start praying.
These are the things that
That's what they're trying to do here.
This is the point that I'm trying to make, is that I look at that attack on Wednesday, a day before Thanksgiving, is not just an attack on our service members. It is an attack on the things that we hold dear.
Everything
I
American.
am not without, at least enough sense to know that attacking the day before Thanksgiving, which is, again, a day that's supposed to unify us as a country. We're supposed to get together, be with family, and you completely, you dismantle that because everyone's talking about this wild melee. Every other holiday that you hold dear, imagine if you say to yourself, I'm not going to go to that Christmas thing because we can't do this or that because this might offend this group or that group, because there are a large swath of those individuals who might feel offended that we are not celebrating them or our celebration may be offensive. This is an objective to eliminate or subdue the things and the traditions we as Americans hold. And what makes it horrible, what makes all of this bad, is the fact that there are active individuals who are Americans, who have lived here all their lives, who are radical fundamentalists on the left, who celebrate the dismantling of those traditions because they are not to be deserved. They're not to be held dear. Right? Because we have been an oppressive society and we need to get rid of all of those things that celebrate. Christmas is now about consumerism, so we have to eliminate that. Kids can't get any gifts anymore because lest you be proving how rich and wealthy you are. What about the impoverished? Oh, because of the impoverished, I can't buy my kid a PlayStation 5 now. No, you can't, because you're just showing off your wealth. Shame, shame. And then at the same time, you have an element here that just says, hey, they're celebrating Jesus Christ. Well, can't have them doing that. Boom. We've got to do this. I'm just saying, folks, think about it. Because when I saw that attack on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, the first thing that's running through my mind is, wow, what an awkward thing to do on a day before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is not like Columbus Day. I mean, unless you want to throw in the indigenous people argument into it, that's fine. But I'm just saying Thanksgiving, you can have both. But Thanksgiving, that's really, really not about any.
It's about family. It's
exactly.
about cohesion. It's
right.
about family.
There's nothing subversive about that. It's about families getting together. Whether you share it, you celebrate it as Indigenous Peoples Day or Thanksgiving, families are getting together. I mean, even the kids who don't like the idea of Thanksgiving are still showing up to grandmother's house.
Right.
Because they know that, look, this is a tradition. Forget about our politics. I got to go see grandma. She's 94. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But if you are making chaos during those events or during those celebrations or during those traditions, you start to chip away at the way in which people celebrate them.
And I kind of want to take a different approach to this, right?
Please.
Remember, in fact, we just watched the movie,
Patriot Day.
The marathon bombing, right?
Yeah.
Boston Marathon bombing. Gosh, if I can word. September 11.
Mm-hmm.
There was something that happened, the Timothy McVeigh bombing.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. Then there was the bombing before that where they put a U-Haul van full of C4
budget van in 93 in the World Trade Center.
The World Trade, right? Their whole purpose has always been to take down the United States. It always has been.
Right.
It's always been their purpose is to destroy the United States. They want to come here. They want to take advantage of all of the opportunities.
McVeigh's different because he was just heated.
Homegrown terrorist.
Yeah.
I got it. But there is a desire to take down the United States.
Always.
And if you look at Osama bin Laden before 9/11, he is on tape saying, we're going to destroy New York. We're going to destroy the United States by taking down New York. That, like, he believed that New York was the center of our nation, right?
At our financial epicenter.
So when he failed in 93, then they flew airplanes, we're going to say allegedly, flew airplanes into buildings, right? That was the beginning.
WTIC Radio is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Okay, now we're back.
That's always fun.
Yeah, I forgot that was coming up. Forgive me, guys, because we're in the middle of it. We've only got a couple of seconds left, but we'll reestablish where we were on that. Just remember where you were, and we'll come back to that. Also, if you want to join in the phones, you can 860-522-WTIC 860-522-9842. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Bottom of the hour news is coming up with John Silva. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it.
800-472-0658. 800-472-0658. 800-472-0658. That's 800-472-0658.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's chicken pot pie, the best $4.99 you'll
text the word checklist to 1-800-705-1232. Again, call or text the word checklist to 1-800-705-1232. A checklist to maximize your retirement income.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
I'm going over a couple of messages on here. Do Down Dog writes, you are correct with this opening monologue. What happened on New Year's Day in New Orleans just went away quickly. You remember that last year with the SUV that drove through, was it, that was through Bourbon Street, wasn't it, Roland? Yeah, that was right through Bourbon Street. And again, these attacks that, we often talk about. In fact, that same day we had the Bourbon Street SUV incident, and then we had the Cybertruck explosion in front of one of Trump's properties. So these things are being done, right, in association with holidays and celebrations, if you will.
I don't think they're taking into account the American spirit, which is ultimately what I was getting to previously. With all of these bombings, all these attacks, these desires to take down America. And what is the one thing that we always do?
Well,
we rally back. You're not going to take this from us. You're not going to, you're not going to take away our New Year's. You're not going to take away Fat Tuesday. You're not going to take away Mardi Gras. You can't. You can disrupt it, but you're not going to take it away from us.
But the growing number, I'll put it this way. I can think about 2 instances where Americans had come together in 2 different eras, right? The Bush administration, of course, we have 9 months into his administration, September 11th, which you mentioned before. The night that we learned, or the early morning hours that we learned, Osama bin Laden had been taken out. And people were in Times Square. I mean, everyone rushed to Times Square in New York and was celebrating the death of Osama bin Laden. America was united on both of those days. Then all of a sudden, afterwards, something happened, and it started to get worse. Now, I will go so far as to say that people keep thinking that the divide happened under Donald Trump. It did not. What started to happen was, even though there would be a terrorist attack where people would unite together and rally and support those who had been killed, there was another part that made it difficult for us to rally together, and those were the sympathizers. And that's the part that I never seem to get. That was a divide for me. San Bernardino was the shooting that took place with the husband and wife who shot up their office party during Christmas, I believe. There were so many people in the country who were hell-bent on not calling it radical Islamist terrorism. That was a thorn in people's sides.
That's the problem.
Because we weren't allowed to identify, or as the left likes to say, call a thing a thing. It was a thing. We weren't allowed to say anything about it. The Pulse nightclub shooting was another one. Here's a guy who openly expressed his association with ISIS. He wasn't an ISIS terrorist, but his affiliation with that. We were told, don't call it that. Couldn't call it that. You had to be careful about what we say. So this ability for people to unite when those who were harmed or killed, for that matter, in these attacks, there were people who were telling everybody, that's not who we are.
Right, but we have to kind of look at when that began, right? I think a lot of people don't want to talk about
Post-war on terror.
But whose administration were we talking about?
Obama's.
Barack Hussein Obama?
Yeah.
Obama?
Yes, it was.
We could not talk about radical Islamists. We couldn't.
Right.
If it was, what's that joke? The Saturday Night Live skit where it's one of yours. No, it's a black guy and it's a white guy.
Oh,
it's one of yours.
yes.
Well, now is it a black guy or is it a Muslim? Or is it a transgender? Is it a Muslim? It doesn't matter what it is, but Muslim is definitely going to be one of the potential categories. Why? Because 11 times out of 10, it's unfortunately a radicalized Muslim who came here. I keep saying it, there's this practice in Islam called taqiyya. Taqiyya means we lie to your face, we sleep with your women, we drink your alcohol, we eat your food, we dress like you, hell, we even wear deodorant. But the minute we get an opportunity, we're blowing you up. That's taqiyya. Now they come here with the we're gonna smile in your face, we're gonna shuck and jive, we're gonna do all the things, and the minute you turn your back, we're stabbing you in it. Oh, by the way, we're going to make sure that you understand how to feel sorry for us because we're poor Islamists. Like freaking moron Kamdani crying about his aunt who had to face all that radical, bullying after 9/11. Come to find out there was no aunt.
Yeah.
There was no aunt. Oh, well, I was just speaking generally about. Then why were you crying? You know what you just taught me? You're a friggin' liar. You do it with ease. You enjoy doing it, and you turn on the waterworks like a little girl. That's the problem, is that nobody wants to hurt somebody else's feelings. You know what I think? Hurt their feelings. Nobody ever died from hurt feelings. And if somebody kills themselves because they had hurt feelings, well, there's this little thing called survival of the fittest. And I'm sorry, that's going to hurt some people's feelings. But as long as you don't kill yourself, you'll be okay. I promise you're going to live to see tomorrow.
You done?
I'm done. We just gotta stop being afraid to hurt feelings. Hurt feelings. Nobody died from your shirt. But did you die though?
Yeah, I think that the point that you're making is fair and valid.
Sorry.
The point that I was trying to make, that I was sticking to. Yeah, and by the way, just so you know, if you didn't guess already, this is something that's been eating at Roseanne for a long time. And every time someone brings it up, you see that eruption, if you will. There's a very important part about all of this, as we were saying about this. We became a country that would rally around each other when we were harmed, right? When some terrorist attack or some awful attack,
we were still America.
We were still America, and we rallied around one another. But then our public officials, the Covenant shooting, not the Covenant shooting, I apologize. The recent shooting with the transgender who shot up the school. They shot up the school recently, where the children were inside. 2 children died. Oh goodness gracious! I can't remember exactly where it was, but I want to say Minnesota was where the shooting was. The first thing that the mayor of that town did come out and say that, one, he went out to go protect the transgender community. That was one, and two, important. Yeah, that was the most important thing to him at the time. He wasn't going to have them besmirched. And then he was telling everybody that they needed to be careful and take a minute. Even though we had all the evidence that we needed, he immediately shunned anyone or criticized anyone for calling the thing a thing. This is a problem, and the person's ideology made them hurt children. So even in the instant where the most vulnerable victims were victims here, children inside their classroom or inside of a church praying, who all of us can get on board and say, You do that, everybody's got to pay,
Right.
right? You do that guy, he's got to be under.
Only thing missing were puppies.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. So in that moment, when everyone should only be rallying around the moms, and it's Sandy Hook, for crying out loud. Can you imagine that after Sandy Hook, the entire country, or at least half the country in the media, said Adam Lanza is not to be in any way vilified for the offense of that day?
Because he was bullied.
Because can you imagine that everyone told you to take a beat and to consider Adam Lanza's point of view here? People have lost their mind. So what I'm saying is that September 11th, rally cry. Osama bin Laden dead, rally cry. After that, it became, let's not jump to conclusions here. Let's think about, we don't know, we're not certain. It became this sort of protective layer for the person who perpetrated said crimes. You know, there's a rumor going around that this person is this, that, and the third.
The guy in New York.
The guy in New York. Exactly. But what CNN got on the air. It was a white guy.
Nobody looked at that and said, oh, look, a white guy. Nobody thought that. You know what I'm thinking about all of this, too, is you're starting to see more and more stories, particularly in Minnesota, because of who's being in Minnesota. Grown men are coming, like breaking into backyards, kidnapping little girls, raping them. When they get arrested, imams and mosques are coming out in defense. Well, he didn't know what he was doing. It's a different country. He doesn't understand the laws here. So now you can go to Minnesota, kidnap and rape a little girl, and claim to be a Muslim and not understanding that it's wrong to kidnap and rape little girls. And everybody's going to be like, it's okay. It's okay. The guy didn't do any time. No time at all. They let him go.
I heard that there's a story. I don't even know if there's any truth to this, but we're gonna have to. If you could during the break, I want you to look this up. That someone is trying to break up what's called Islamic courts.
Sharia law.
Sharia law courts. Greg Abbott is
three
trying.
Of them.
Okay, apparently there are
He has
three.
deployed the National Guard in Texas to break up at least three known Sharia courts, as well as confiscating land owned by the Muslim Brotherhood in Texas.
Okay, if you see if you can find that story, and I want to get to the bottom of that. See, that's, again, these are the things that I'm talking about. And as I was saying earlier, if you missed it, folks, in the opening monologue, or kind of an opening monologue, was that these attacks on American norms, or like causing people to like not celebrate them, or not having that unified Americanism, that once you start attacking those norms and they go away, the only way you can stop that is like stop flooding the country with people who don't respect the traditions that we have here. On Wednesday, we made that case, you know, somebody wants to celebrate Eid in our schools. I think someone had asked the question.
I don't know what Eid is.
Yeah, it's a Muslim holiday. But
I don't care.
But the interesting part is like, you know, you have to ask the question, are my religious beliefs or my celebrations going to be welcomed in the country of your origin?
No.
Should I go there? No, that's what I'm saying. That should be our litmus test.
I agree.
Our litmus test should be
you
can
Christmas?
have
Go back to your little
exactly
country.
Exactly. If you want Eid in this country, I want to be able to celebrate Christmas in yours. And if Christmas in yours is some sort of like, you know, evil, you know, that will completely be condemned in your country, then you're going to have to understand when I say not here. But I think the big problem with that is that, and I've witnessed this for plenty of years, is this idea that America is supposed to be the country of which immigrants wipe their feet on, instead of realizing there's a welcome sign that they have to at least respect. And that's the part that's driving me up the wall.
If you look at what is happening all over Europe, women in France are walking around with pet pigs.
Yeah,
because of what is going on all over Europe. There are places
people think
in Spain,
people think that story is a joke.
There are places in Spain where they are putting large slabs of cut pig in the center of tables. People are walking around with bacon on their clothing.
I saw that story.
I mean, this isn't a joke. This is what we have to do to protect ourselves from third world immigrants who come here. You come to our country expecting to be welcomed, and you want me to wear a freaking hijab? Get the hell out of here. Come to my country, become an American, speak English, learn how to be a normal, civilized human being. And if you can't, and you can't conform, please, by all means, ask for help. I'm sure everybody in your community will donate $5 to buy you a plane ticket back to wherever the hell it is you want to be.
But that's not the objective. Is not that. It's to play on the emotions. I'll say this before we take a break, and it's. I go back to it and people think I'm kidding. It's that 60 Minutes episode with Leslie Stahl, where one of the Black Ops guys is talking about his interrogation of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. And Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who spent a lot of his time living in a cave, was being interrogated. I guess, 158
They give him a
water.
toilet?
Yeah, the waterboarding. Yeah. But I remember, he says to him that the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed says to the Black Ops guy, says, your liberal media will punish you for what you've done to me. Even he knew that we as an American society was going to cozy up to the people who wanted to do us harm.
Right. How
that's like he knew. Like that to me just shows when your enemy knows exactly how weak you are, you've already lost.
Yep.
That's the key component here. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the architect of 9/11, in essence, says, I know exactly what's going to get these guys on my side. Guys, keep doing it. And it's like, and sure enough, Barack Obama the next day, it's just not who we are. And I'm like, ugh. It's incredible. We got to take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. We'll get to your phone calls coming up. Stand by. It's Reese on the radio. Roseanne on the radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Men, it's the holidays, the season of all kinds of hustle and bustle. But if your energy is down, if you aren't sleeping well, if your sex drive is MIA, and you just don't feel like the guy you once were, maybe it's tough to get excited for all the holiday cheer. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if this sounds like you may have low testosterone. And if so, this is the season for you to get treated. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low T. If you're like most guys, you'll feel the change in just a few weeks, and truly, the results can be life-changing. You'll have improved mental clarity, your energy will kick up, your workouts will be better, your sleep patterns will improve, and your sex drive will likely heat up as well. So call us and don't go through another season with low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
This health fact brought to you by ProHealth Physicians.
Having a primary care provider, your PCP, and knowing where to get care is essential for good health. Hi, I'm Dr. Edmund Kim, a primary care doctor with ProHealth Physicians in Guilford. Unexpected medical needs happen. A trusted PCP is your partner in health, getting to know you, understanding your needs, and helping you care for yourself. For emergencies, call 911 or go to the nearest ER. For everything else, call your doctor first. At ProHealth, you can book appointments online or call us anytime. Nursing support is available by phone 24/7. We offer same and next day appointments and quick blood work results, making care easier and faster. Start with ProHealth. Find a PCP that's right for you and take control of your health.
Connect with the trusted local doctor you just heard from ProHealth Physicians. Call 1-855-CTMD-411 to schedule your first visit with them today. Or visit ProHealthMD.com to learn more about their care, expertise, and services.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Hey, Reese on the Radio, we're back. Roseanne just stepped out. And of course, because she went on a tear, comments are coming in. First one coming from Matty O. He says, wow, Roseanne is on a tear. Don't ever get angry. Don't ever make her angry, my friend. Michael B. says, Roseanne is wrong. They still not wearing deodorant. That's just mean. That's just mean. John Beckman just sent me a photograph with the headline of CNN. Here's the headline: Afghans in America living in fear as Trump escalates crackdown. And, Beckman's right. The Afghans who are now living in fear have nothing to do with Donald Trump's crackdown. It has everything to do with the lunatic who was running through the streets of D.C. after driving 3,000 miles, I might say, from Washington to Washington to attack service members. That's what I would call the reason why they should be concerned. Speaking of which, let me play this. This is Donald Trump talking to a reporter. I don't know what reporter he said this to, but I thought this was funny as all get out. Hold on. Let me go here. Put Roseanne back on. This is Donald Trump asking whether or not he's blaming Joe Biden for what happened on Wednesday.
Why do you blame the Biden administration? Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came in on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked, there were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go, we were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision, and we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the... So
Donald Trump was, living at this reporter saying, it's like, are you blaming the Biden administration? I mean, just flat, it's the stupidest thing to ask. Why are you defending the Biden administration?
Are you a stupid person?
That's not your job as a journalist. It isn't. It's not your job to be saying, why are you blaming the Biden administration? Why are you defending the Biden administration?
Are you a stupid person?
That's my question to you. But yeah, apparently you didn't ruffle a couple of feathers. I think some people are just, maybe you scared them a little bit with that.
Listen, I was on active duty. I enlisted in 2006, right? 5 years after 9/11, right? I have lost friends in Afghanistan and Iraq. I have friends that are dead and buried at ANC, Arlington National Cemetery. I have friends with missing limbs. I have friends with, just burns. I have friends that have been injured. I have friends that will permanently and forever be marred and scarred and changed because of what those people did to our soldiers over there. And then for us to leave and dump thousands of them on an airplane, unvetted, just running up to an airplane on a tarmac, jumping and holding on until they fall off, just to get here for what?
I mean,
we know somebody who was picking them up at the airport and vetting them an hour with these people and then dropping them off all over Northern Virginia, all over the D.C. area.
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah.
So what did my friends die for? What did my battle buddies die for?
I don't think, that's just, it goes into another conversation. But I get what you're saying wholeheartedly. And you have way more sweat equity in this than I do.
I'm so angry. I'm shaking. I'm so angry that we can allow this to come into our country and then turn around well, we don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah,
they're people like us. No, they're not. They're not like us. If they were like us, then they would behave like us. They would assimilate. They'd speak English. They'd put on a pair of blue jeans and Nikes.
Right.
They'd take that crap off their head.
They would celebrate us as American. They would want to be a part of it.
They would be grateful that they're no longer living in caves, that they have electricity, that they have running water, that they have toilet paper. they'd be happy, but they can't be. They want to destroy us.
Roseanne has taken, I've been talking with her about this like ever since it happened. And this is probably the part that people don't understand is that these service members, a 20-year-old girl lost her life in service of her country. Roseanne, every time she hears a young woman or even a young man want to join the military, Roseanne is, I've never seen anybody more gung-ho. She, like I am when somebody tells me I have an interest in radio, you know how I get. To watch Roseanne when somebody wants to join the military, even the guy Fritz that we spoke to last night wanted to join the military. I told him, just talk to her. She'll tell you exactly what you need to know, and she knows it right off the top of her head. And it was just an interesting, just a thing to watch after that these service members were shot and just how visceral it was to Roseanne. We do have to take a break. John Silver's coming in with any more details, of course, if he has any. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 3 o'clock, Hartford temperature 41 degrees. We'll have a mix of clouds and sun. It's windy out there today. Temperatures will hold in the low 40s. All the forecast details coming up. The Afghan national accused of shooting 2 National Guard soldiers this week had worked with the CIA. Nicole Scango reports.
Yes. Officials confirm that the suspect spent roughly 8 years in a CIA-backed zero-unit operation before fleeing Taliban threats in the eastern region of Afghanistan, a region known as Khost. His former badge reveals that the suspect was assigned to what's known as Kandahar Strike Force, or 03 unit.
Romanullah Lakanwal is charged with murder. 20-year-old Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died. 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition. President Trump is ordering a full review of all green cards for immigrants from 19 countries, including Afghanistan, and also wants a permanent pause in migration from poorer nations. Well, while you're out looking for that perfect holiday gift this Black Friday, the scammers may be looking for you. Here's CBS's Stacey Lim.
'Tis the season for fake QR codes, phony gift cards, and bogus emails.
Limited time only. Got to do it now before it sells out. That whole sense of urgency is something that bad guys love.
And cybersecurity expert Lisa Plagmeyer says you need to be aware of sketchy social media ads, too.
It only takes a few seconds to create a deep fake of somebody. And the problem now is that AI has just made them all look perfect.
She says always trace those ads back to a reputable retailer and use a credit card for purchases so you're better protected from fraud. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Now, policies should be reviewed when it comes to returns and refunds. That, according to the Connecticut Business Bureau's Kristen Johnson.
Stores can change their return policies at any moment. So if it's a store you typically shop at and usually you get a 90-day return policy, around the holidays it might only be 30 days. TikTok, it's 6 days.
Now, among her other recommendations for those shopping online, try to find a retailer's official website so as to avoid links to scammer websites. Death toll from that fire in a high-rise in Hong Kong, now 128.
The authorities said that the fire started in a lower apartment and spread to the higher levels of the buildings. It reached huge temperatures as it raged across the public housing estate. Officials said the cause of the fire was unclear. Police said they would begin entering the buildings to try to gather evidence. All of the fires have been put out 3 days after the blaze begun. The authorities have arrested members of a construction company and a consultancy on suspicion of manslaughter.
It's the BBC's Danny Vincent. And a special election date has been set for a race in southeastern Connecticut. We get that story from WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
Governor Lamont orders a special election to fill the seat left empty after the recent death of Democratic State Representative Kevin Ryan. Ryan represented the southeastern Connecticut district comprising of Ledyard, Montville, and Norwich. The special election will take place on Tuesday, January 13th of next year. Under state law, the governor has to issue a special election within 10 days of a seat in the General Assembly becoming vacant. And a special election must be held exactly 46 days from the day that special election date is issued. Ryan served his district in southeastern Connecticut since 1993. until he died last weekend. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
WTIC News time is 3:04. Checking traffic, we've got a crash to report in Middletown. This is 91 southbound between exits 20 and 19. It's a multi-vehicle crash, so there will be lane closures with that. Way down in Lower Fairfield County in Greenwich, northbound side of 95, backups begin just prior to exit 10 with a two-vehicle crash there on the Connecticut Turnpike. Looks like between exits 2 and 3 in the right lane. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Lots of cloud cover out there. A couple of flurries for the rest of the day with a high of 42 down to 32 degrees overnight with a mostly cloudy sky. Sunny, rather breezy tomorrow up to 43. Clouds on the increase tomorrow night down to 29 degrees. On Sunday, we will have periods of rain and drizzle that will begin late in the morning, continue throughout the afternoon, and then end in the evening with a high temperature of 45. Looking ahead to Monday, partly sunny, 42 degrees, increasing clouds Monday night, and then a mix of snow and rain Tuesday afternoon. We could see 1 to 3 inches of snow that would make for slippery roads and sidewalks on Tuesday, the high temperature 35 degrees. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, 41 degrees, partly sunny skies, we'll call it right now in Hartford. And an abbreviated abbreviated trading day, he said, on Wall Street. The Dow is up 289 points. NASDAQ ahead 150, and the S&P gained 36 points today. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
This is an important public service announcement for our listeners. Reese on the Radio is also a podcast. You can find us anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search Reese on the Radio, and hit the follow button so you can get every minute of the show your way and on your time. I can't get the signal. Okay, seriously. Now there's absolutely no excuse not to listen to WTIC News Talk 1080. You can literally hear us anywhere when you listen on your smartphone. And now you can hear us on the Odyssey app, the iHeartRadio app, and the TuneIn app. So pick your favorite and search and follow WTIC News Talk 1080 in the app. Then listen wherever you are. It's really that easy. So no more, I can't get the signal. We've made it easy. WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Reese on the Radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we are back. Reese on the Radio. Roseanne's having a blast with Roland in the background. Normally we would do our headlines, but we did get some breaking news. Now, what I'm about to read to you will face legal challenges, but this has got to be one of the most brilliant moves Donald Trump has ever made legally. He wrote on Truth Social about a half an hour ago this message. Any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated.
Nice.
And of no further force or effect. The auto pen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around the beautiful, resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden because the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally. Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process, and if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Now, I know that a lot of people are saying he can't do that. Well, technically, he can. But it will face an uphill battle legally because clearly he'll be sued. Clearly he will be brought to court to stop any removal of any of the executive orders that Joe Biden brought. But in doing so, there is discovery.
I love discovery. It's my favorite.
Yes. Discovery means you have to prove that Joe Biden was aware of every document that was signed.
As the kids would say, bring your receipts.
That's right. That's why. That's the most important part about this. And Donald Trump knows what he's doing. By putting this out there, the news media will go nuts. He can't do this. That's unconstitutional. You're absolutely right. It's unconstitutional. He can't do it. Sure, he can write his own executive orders to cancel out Joe Biden's executive orders. Absolutely.
But he's going to save some ink.
He's going to just going to call them. He's going to say they're null and void. You filed a lawsuit. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Fauci, Cheney.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
You have to come in and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Joe Biden was in the process. And even if Joe Biden himself has to affirm that he signed off on every one of them, he is going to have to prove that if indeed the Trump administration and the DOJ and White House counsel, who have an exhaustive amount of resources to continue that lawsuit for the next 3 years, they will fight tooth and nail to make sure that everyone involved in the Biden administration, not to mention those who went into that special hearing with James Comer and pleaded the fifth.
Right.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Donald Trump is just that. And that's all you do is light the fuse. You just say, hey, I'm getting rid of one. And of course, everybody else is going to scream and holler and says, you can't do that. We have to go sue.
He didn't have to light the fuse. He just brandished a lighter.
Yeah, that's all it is.
They are self-imploding.
It's a brilliant, like I said, it's a brilliant move just because you make the other side do all the work. They have to fight tooth and nail to prove that Donald Trump doesn't know what he's talking about, that Joe Biden did indeed know what he was doing. He signed off on every one of those executive orders because Donald Trump's saying they're all null and void. Now you prove to me that they weren't.
And I think what's really going to be telling is that the Otto Pence version of his signature is very close to Jill Biden's signature.
Yeah, I heard that.
It doesn't look like Joe Biden.
But like I said, even if Donald Trump loses, the objective is to bring you right out of your spider hole. And you've now got to come out and defend every one of those executive orders. Every one of them.
I think Fauci needs to go up for mass murder.
That's what I think. Yeah, a lot of people say that. Yeah. Let's go to Tom in Thomaston. How are you, Tom?
Hey, I am well, thanks. Hey, I got a question for Roseanne, but yeah, I believe Fauci needs to be brought up.
Absolutely.
I think that's the creme de la creme.
At least make him squirm.
Yeah.
He's the worst. And I agree wholeheartedly, Roseanne, about we've got to stop all immigration. I had told Reese 6-8 months ago that we should let all the Afghan soldiers that helped us, but this guy was one of those soldiers.
Yeah, this guy worked with the CIA.
Listen, you can't trust any of them.
Yeah, but this guy who worked with the CIA, right? Apparently some people who had worked with him had said that he was going through, apparently even while he was in Afghanistan, that he had dealt with so much trauma that he wasn't dealing with the pressure of it all. But he was still allowed to come to the United States because of that, in essence, what the CIA is saying here is, and I read this in the Post this morning, was that part of the reason they brought him here was because of all the stresses he was dealing with in Afghanistan. For me, that's a red flag for you to get here.
Yeah. Would you say?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
It's just a mess. But this might lighten your spirits a little bit, Roseanne.
Okay.
We have learned in the last week or so that, and God forbid this happens to you, but we have learned that Reese's exes end up dating celebrities or famous people. If you do split, do you have an idea of what celebrity you might be picking?
Right. I was talking to somebody about this. As women, we should always sleep up.
Right. So yeah. Do you have a celebrity in mind?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Honestly,
not
no.
thought of anyone yet as of yet.
I'm kind of
because apparently all of my exes end up leaving me for celebrity or end up with celebrities after we're done.
I'm obsessed with you. So
okay.
Once I'm done being obsessed with you, maybe. But I think by that time I'm gonna be pretty old. So it's gonna have to be somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old.
Right, you'll stop the madness of Reese's.
Thanks, boss. I appreciate you, man. That's actually pretty funny. That's good. Let's go to Gary in Southington. Hello, Gary.
Hey, Reese and Roseanne. How you doing?
Hey.
Hey, I want to say I commend you for marrying somebody that's really strong, doesn't back down. My wife is the same way, very conservative and understands the truth, but she's very, very low key. So I'm the loudmouth.
Well, you know what? It's great to have a balance. Somebody who's very reserved and the other person who's kind of the muckraker.
Then there's us.
I feel so similar to Roseanne. It's infuriating. What they're doing in the way the media is covering the story about that woman, the National Guard woman getting murdered.
Yeah.
And they're siding with the murderer. It's almost unbelievable. Like they won't stop.
Yeah, and you probably agree in the sense, Gary, that the sentiment I made earlier, that we used to be a country that would rally around the true victims and not create victims for which we split the country down the middle.
Yeah, but it also depends. I agree 100%, except it depends on who's in office.
Mm-hmm.
Because I disagree somewhat with what you said. When bin Laden got shot, yes, there was no criticizing of how he got shot, but it was because Obama was in office.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know if Trump was in office, it would have been handled totally and completely
Right. We would have had bin Laden in our custody.
Yeah, maybe,
I think what he's
but
saying
I mean, the media would have handled it or reported it totally differently.
He's a racist, a xenophobe.
They would have said Osama bin Laden didn't get an opportunity to plead his case. That's what they would have said.
He was applying for asylum.
Right.
He should have been here and allowed.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
I want to make a couple points, and one of them is I want to expand on what Roseanne said about the pig stat. And I'm going to tell you a story. I don't know if you guys know this. One is that, did you know after World War II, England started having a big problem with Islamic terrorists? Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know this is absolutely 100% accurate, and he's the only general to ever do this. I don't remember his name. There was a general in World War II and said, oh, yeah, I'll put a stop to this. And what he did, every single time he killed an Islamic terrorist, he buried him in pig's fat.
Wow.
That was a fact. Look it up.
It was Pershing. I believe it was Pershing. And Pershing would dip. It was rumored that the bullets were all dipped in pig's blood.
Oh, that's right. No, you're right.
My first duty station was Arlington National Cemetery, Fort Myer, and the band there is known as Pershing's Own. So we got all the history there. That is one of the rumored things, is that in order to prevent them from going to their version of heaven was that the bullets were all dipped in
So
pig's
that
blood.
when people were talking about during the war on terror, that was an original idea.
It was not an original idea, no.
Right.
That's interesting.
That is the answer. Like, the answer is so simple. We and Israel can stop Islamic terrorists, but even Israel will not do it.
Yeah.
That's all they have to do. But this is
Well, do you have to
crazy.
treat
So
it
we're
like
gonna
the threat?
jeopardize-
You have to treat
Yeah,
it like the threat that it is, and we have got to stop. You know, even Donald Trump said that in 2015 and 2016. We have got to stop with this kowtowing and political correctness and dealing with the threat that doesn't care about any of those things.
So
no, it doesn't. And here's another point I want to make quickly. So when back to Osama bin Laden, this shows the absolute insanity. Like there wasn't enough evidence on the Obama administration. Like Roseanne said, you couldn't say Islamic terrorist.
Right.
Right. So they always say. Even Eric Holder would always come out and say. He actually said this on the Senate floor. Islamists are incapable of committing a terrorist act. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
Yes. That's what they said. So wait a minute. Then yes, he did say
He
it.
did.
Look it up.
He did.
He said Muslims. They said Muslims are incapable. A true Muslim is incapable of committing a terrorist act. But when Osama, because nobody would argue that Osama bin Laden wasn't a terrorist.
Right.
When he was buried, what did they do? They gave him a proper Islamic burial. But wait a minute. You just said. You just said Muslims are incapable, but we know.
Yeah, that the contradiction of members of the Obama administration is that's kind of like second coming for those folks. It's par for the course. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate you, big guy. Let's go to our good friend Fulton is calling. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? Breaking news: Tong and 25 other AGs are going to sue Trump.
Whoa, this is breaking news.
Breaking news. Tong suing Trump again? Really? I didn't think he had any other job.
5 other times. That's the old headline. Never mind. That'll come tomorrow. I don't know. What's up, guys? What's up, Roseanne?
How you doing?
I want people to if anybody's ever got to escort a body home or they've had a friend that they lost, went to a funeral. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced the Westboro Baptist Church out of Kansas.
Yeah, we were just talking about them
yesterday.
Oh, where I came in late from work, but
No, not today. We were talking about them over Thanksgiving. They were brought up.
They're a brutal organization that tells you. I mean, like my battle buddies from my person that I was best with in the Marine Corps died, and came back with his body. And these people met us at the plane. You think they're great until they tell you what a baby killer you were.
Yeah.
Or then they show up at your funeral and they tell the guy's parents. The guy lived on a reservation. He was full Lakota Indian. And, the reservation.
What was the line that they say, Roseanne? What was it? What's the line? They said God
hates
Yeah,
homosexuals.
well, God hates gays is what they say.
The F word.
Really? They say the F word.
For gays.
Marine, but
Wow.
Yeah. Or as the British would call a cigarette.
Right.
Right.
Wow.
Or your beer.
Right, that's the word for it. Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's so why I didn't. I thought it was just say God hates gays. I thought that's what they were chanting.
No.
So they say the F
They
word.
would
Okay.
stand outside of military funerals, lining the roads with just holding signs that say God hates the military, God hates.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
God hates you.
Right.
They're brutal people.
Fulton, what was interesting was, and now I remember why we were talking about them. It was actually Wednesday night. We were watching Patriot Day with Mark Wahlberg about the Boston bombing.
Oh yeah.
The Boston Marathon bombing. And one of the women during her funeral was at the church that our host's son went to, or the school that he went to, and those folks showed up at her funeral to bash her. I mean, that poor woman was a victim of a terrorist attack, and they went there to bash her.
And these
that's what I mean.
Liberal morons.
It's just hurtful. I don't know. The people want to,
Yeah.
But they are what they are. So that's America today, and that's what I imagine this girl's going to get, 20-year-old, her family and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing on Fulton? I'm going to call you on Saturday, well, sometime tomorrow, so we can get together on Sunday because we got some work to do.
Yeah, I know. Whenever you call me. I'm retired, so shoot me a call. We'll figure it out, buddy.
You got it, boss man. Thank you.
All right, guys.
You got it.
Talk to you later.
You
Have
too.
A good weekend, buddy.
You too.
Bye.
Let's go to Jim in Willington. Hello, Jim.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. What's up?
I was thinking everybody's lining up to sue Trump. Last time I checked, I think he's $140 million richer.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And the second thing is when they went after him for all of this craziness, how much did he have to shell out or put up for a bond?
$983 billion is what they were trying to get out of him.
They were trying to, exactly.
Yeah, and then I think he had to put up, close to $500 million until
that's
that
correct.
issue got resolved, which was released.
Yep.
As you said when you opened up, it's a brilliant move by Trump. Discovery is going to have to be done by the other side.
That's right.
And there's going to the top 5 people you mentioned, Fauci. There's 4 others. I won't bore anybody else with them. Comey certainly should be one, and on and on we go with it. So I had something else to say, and I completely lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's probably because your wife or your significant other is sitting there next to you, and from what I understand, based on your conversation, she's the smarter one of the both of you. So.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. You know how I know she's smarter than me? Because when she starts talking, my eyes glaze over because I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not smart enough.
Let me end with this. The previous host, Tom Shattuck, his wife, whenever she came on, always brought the temperature and the intelligence level of that show way up, too. And he was a smart guy, and you're a smart guy, so you can't go wrong helping yourself out when it comes to bringing smart people or even marrying them. That's even better.
Thank you, buddy. All right, man. You got it. Steve in Waterbury. Stevie V's in the house. What's up, buddy?
Hey, well, first of all, you sure Brittany didn't Photoshop Tracy Morgan into that picture?
I gotta post that picture, but I may have to ask her for permission first. No, I'm telling everybody, there was Winford. So we were talking about Winford Marsalis the other day as well. Claudia used to date.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay. You don't. Wynton Marsalis is he's a jazz musician.
Okay.
And he's from the Marsalis family.
Still don't know who it is.
You wouldn't know who they are. Okay, but that's what he's talking about. And then I got Tracy Morgan with Brittany. So that's why everybody's like, who's going to be the famous person that you end up? At least it'll be somebody that I don't like. That much I know.
There you go. Anyways, hearing Trump talk about the radical leftist lunatics.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to throw in the word radical Muslim terrorists. Now, here's the key thing. I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying, but I also look back at, like, when we were at war with Japan and how they locked up the Japanese and stuff. I think you got to distinguish. I think part of the reason is they're so afraid to offend the people here that I believe are good.
But what about, Stevie, what about this idea, though? Because Donald Trump's not talking about internment camps. He's not even talking about anything close to that. What he's talking is like, look, if they came in from the end of the Afghanistan war in 2021 and they came here through the CIA, let's revet every single one of them to ensure that somebody within that group is not sitting around in plain sight waiting to attack something American or Americans. That's all he's saying.
Fully agreed. That's the plan. Bring it up way back when with the Obama and said, well, you can't use the word, Muslim lunatics or whatever. It's basically, it's too bad they didn't get the Muslims here and say, listen, we're against terrorists. Just like, if you happen to be any race and you say, I'm against what these people are doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's part of what they're doing. And, I knew a person that was a linguist from Iraq. Actually, he had helped him get his license. And we stayed in touch for a while. I was working for Ford Motor Company here, but they did come bring him over here. And he did so much good, man. They were out to kill him. And matter of fact, when he learned to drive in his own country, his father told him, look up in the trees for terrorists.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it was a total different ball wax. But everything you're saying on that part, yes, I do agree. We have to be careful.
We do, yes.
What happens, including getting our own people radicalized. Remember when all the girls were becoming, whatever that was?
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, now don't even get me started. Stevie, I got to take a break, man, but thank you, man. I appreciate you. You got it. Yeah, I remember that, too, when all the girls were becoming radicalized. They were joining Muslim factions here in the United States. It was crazy, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking we're moving into a post-World War II Germany
sort of footing
with the sensitivity of not hurting people's feelings.
Neville Chamberlain. Let's take another break. We'll be back. More news, more views, and then I'll get some headlines when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
You've been here before, standing in front of the mirror, tired of wondering where your weight loss journey went wrong. I'm Paige Lopez. I know the feeling, and that's why I started Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Our medication-free program helps you lose weight without expensive injections. No tiny portions, no constant hunger, just real, sustainable weight loss. Look and feel your best with personalized coaching and lifetime support. To kickstart your transformation, visit awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So, if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you and your partner are struggling because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. And as a Promedic restorative health practice, we've literally seen thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season, a renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
And now, a WTIC news update.
3:30, Hartford temperature 41 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The investigation into the shootings of 2 National Guard soldiers in Washington, D.C. stretches across the country. Officials say the suspect, an Afghan national, traveled from his home in Washington state to carry out the shootings. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died. Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains hospitalized in critical condition. Shoppers headed to the stores on this Black Friday looking for deals. Less than 4 weeks until Christmas. Some stores opened early this morning and are keeping later hours. Hong Kong firefighters have found dozens more bodies in a high-rise complex after a massive fire engulfed 7 buildings. The death toll has risen to 128, with many still unaccounted for. Authorities say fire alarms in the complex, which housed many older people, did not sound during the fire. The owners of a Derby pizza shop say a shed fire in back of their restaurant was arson. In a post on Facebook, the owners of Roseland Abits said their business was targeted by arsonists. That investigation is ongoing. On this Black Friday, Senator Richard Blumenthal is slamming Amazon for deceptive deals, he says, arguing many of the sales are actually based on marked up prices. And he's calling on the Federal Trade Commission to step in. Governor Lamanna has ordered a special election for January 13th, that to fill the seat left empty by Democratic State Representative Kevin Ryan, who died last weekend. WTIC News Time is 3:32 from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. A couple of incidents to report on the roads this Friday. We've got a multi-vehicle crash still working on 91 South between exits 20 and 19 with 1 lane open. And down in West Haven, 95 northbound out of the West Haven Orange area, 2-vehicle crash reported between 42 and 43 in the right lane. Here's the forecast.
We will continue to see a couple of flurries throughout the rest of the day, a bit on the breezy to windy side with a high of 42. Mostly cloudy, breezy for the first part of the night, the low temperature tonight 32. Sunshine tomorrow, but still rather breezy with a high of 43. Clouds on the increase tomorrow night with a low temperature of 29. And then periods of rain and drizzle beginning late Sunday morning, continuing through the day, the high temperature 45. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
UConn's Silas Demery Jr. and Braylon Mullins know winning takes trust, hustle, and the right team.
I work both ends of the court. That's the only way to win.
And when the pressure's on, I trust my team on the court and in life.
That's why they trust BPS lawyers, handling personal injury, family law, and more.
I'm Nick Payne-Darris. At BPS Lawyers, we're one full-service firm. All your legal needs, always.
BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life.
This holiday season, when you get them Steel, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Don Cusson here. Fall is a great time to get behind the wheel and head out for some seasonal driving. With leaves on the road and rain or snow falling, driving can be hazardous. Is your car ready? Cusson Auto features Cooper and Continental tires, helping to ensure a comfortable and safe driving experience no matter the season. Let Cusson Auto handle your next oil change, knowing our team will inspect your vehicle for all your service needs. After all, we'll do it right or not at all. Call 860-289-2389 or visit CussonAutomotive.com.
Cusson Automotive. Do you right? Cusson. Do you right?
Hi, this is Joel Johnson with Johnson Brunetti. Do not make mistakes when it comes to Social Security decisions. Get our free guide, Social Security Decisions. Call or text the word security to request your copy. 1-800-705-1232. Call or text the word security to 1-800-705-1232 to get your free guide. 1-800-705-1232.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Adam, what are you thankful for?
Great question, Nick. My new son Henry, eating too much of Mom's pumpkin pie.
I'm grateful that Legacy Box has been able to help millions of people safeguard their important recorded moments. And with our Black Friday event that starts now, more families can enjoy digitizing their home movies and pictures with an insane 65% off.
Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. It's what Better Homes and Gardens calls the most sentimental gift to make this holiday season special, and what Reader's Digest called a genius product.
That's because Legacy Box is simple and safe, and we digitize everything by hand.
You'll get your originals back, plus digital copies that protect your treasured tapes, film reels, and photos from floods, mold, even the decay of time.
So while the stuffing is in the oven, make sure to visit Legacy Box and shop our Black Friday event to take an unreal 65% off. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
Black Friday starts now at legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com to take 65% off. legacybox.com/value.
Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. The holiday season is a time for gratitude, and we here at Modern Plumbing Supply are very grateful for you, our customers. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to supply you with all your plumbing needs for the past 85 years, and we look forward to continuing to do so for many years to come. So on behalf of everyone here at Modern Plumbing Supply, we wish you and yours a very safe and joyous holiday season.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax, or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, did you hear? It's our birthday, 100 years. Did you, happen to get us a present?
Speaking of having a present, a happy birthday goes out to my brother-in-law, Chris, who is all the way out in, don't tell me, I know where. He's in Texas, but he is out. It's not Irvine. He's not in Plattsburgh. He's not in Dallas.
Ew.
He's in, what's the town he's in?
Midland, Odessa.
Odessa. That's right. Odessa. That's right. Odessa always sounds like it should be in Mississippi.
Well, I was thinking something else, but yes.
Yes, he is out in Odessa.
Midland, Odessa.
Midland, Odessa.
Right.
Is he a lineman like Billy Bob Thornton?
He does something Similar, but on a higher
executive
up on
level.
Yeah, because he was just in Dubai not too long ago.
Yeah, so he drives a truck like Billy Bob Thornton does across the country.
All across the state.
Yeah, all across the state, working in the oil business.
Yeah.
Or as they say, oil business. All business.
All.
Yes, but he is like Billy Bob Thornton, but he's a lot cleaner and doesn't curse as much or at all.
A lot less drunk.
Yes, a lot less drunk.
Yeah, and a lot less ex-wives.
Yes.
He's got one wife. They've been married since right out of high school, 3 kids.
Yes.
A couple of puppies.
I remember I asked Chris, I said, hey, is your job anywhere near like Billy Bob Thornton's? And he was like, yeah, all that stuff is crazy, man.
It's all fake.
It's all fake.
Right.
But I was like, but he made it clear that, it's a TV show. It's not supposed to be exactly like,
right.
They wrote an article after the first season of Landman, and they said, it was like, that's not really what Landmen go through. And just like, can we just enjoy
it's kind of like
the TV show?
If somebody walked up to you and said, hey, is your life kind of like Good Morning Vietnam?
Yeah, I didn't thought of that.
I'm just saying.
You're like, yeah, no, absolutely not.
Exactly.
No.
Lot less Vietnamese shooting at you.
I do not have Forrest Whitaker driving me around with glasses on.
You're my Forrest Whitaker.
Okay, that's, first of all, no.
You drive me around. I don't know. I've never seen...
You've never seen...
I've never seen Good Morning Vietnam, no.
Okay, now we
when
have
did it come out? In 1970?
Yeah, Landman Season 2 has started. Yes, we have to... we haven't even started watching it yet. We still got like 10 episodes of Tulsa King
I know,
to finish up. So we're gonna watch all those. Anyway, let's get to some headlines. With everybody crying broke, good news, Connecticut retailers... They shattered sales records on Black Friday, which in essence was last night, with foot traffic to major malls up 18 to 25% over the last year. The Connecticut Post Mall in Milford, Westfield, Trumbull, and Danbury Fair all reported their highest single-day totals ever, driven by deep discounts on televisions, gaming consoles, and winter apparel. Shoppers began lining up as early as 3 a.m.,
Yeah.
And several stores sold out of doorbuster items within the first 2 hours. Local police reported only minor incidents despite massive crowds and heavy parking lot congestions. Economists attribute the surge to lower inflation, rising wages, and pent-up consumer confidence after 2 leaner years. Early data shows Connecticut outperforming the national average in an in-store sales growth. The strong start as merchants predicting the state's best holiday shopping season in a decade. So with all of that, we're broke. Yeah. Donald Trump's economy sucks. That's interesting.
So bad that the blue states really shopping.
And for those of you who are saying, but Reese, that's just Connecticut. We go one step further. Ha ha! Americans spent an estimated $980 billion during the extended Black Friday weekend, the highest total ever recorded, and roughly 9% above 2024 in person sales, rose 7.2%, while online sales jumped 12.8%, led by Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Popular items including the new PlayStation 5 Pro, Apple AirPods Max, and high-end kitchen appliances. The National Retail Federation said lower inflation and real wage growth for the first time in 4 years fueled the spending surge. MasterCard Spending Pulse reported electronics up 11%, apparel up 8%, and jewelry, the thing I'll never buy for my wife because I'm horrible at it, it was up 14%. Several analysts now predict total holiday spending will exceed $1 trillion for the first time ever. Consumer confidence indexes hit their highest level since early 2022.
Isn't that
$1 trillion they're planning on spending?
That's phenomenal. But again, it's way too expensive. We need to ensure wealth distribution. So wealthy people, listen, if all of you went out shopping yesterday, you need to do your part. Take care of those that can't afford anything. Call into the show. We'll give you our address offline so you know where to drop off all this stuff that
you don't want to.
That you didn't really need to buy, but we're poor, so give to your local radio show hosts. We are poor. Just saying, communism.
Yeah,
I mean
right.
socialism.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
socialism. You're a mess. You are an absolute mess.
You're welcome.
AAA projects. I had to alter this number because I just heard a new number. When I did this report, AAA had reported that 8 million Americans traveled 50 miles or more from home during the Thanksgiving holiday. That number's now shot up to over 80 million folks who traveled 50 miles or more during the Thanksgiving holiday, surpassing the previous record set in 2023 by nearly 2 million people. Of those, 71.7 million drove the highest number ever on U.S. roads during the holiday, while 5.8 million flew domestically, also a record. And with all of the shutdowns, we still got a record number of people who flew.
It's
Interesting.
amazing.
It's amazing, all of the reports that you get.
All these people showing off their wealth and opulence.
Yeah, and remember, we were told that we shouldn't be concerned. I mean, we should be concerned about it.
And what about all the trees that are going to die from the airplanes that were in the air?
You know what?
People should really start walking more.
It's insane that you say that because, you know, as we like to say here on the Reese on the Radio program, that you should not listen to the news because the news tells you that something is supposed to be important even though it doesn't. It isn't important. Right. It's always nonsense. And you know what? I found an actual clip that shows exactly what I've been talking about for the longest. Stop listening to the news. The news tells you what's supposed to be important even though it doesn't. Mm-hmm. But we have probably the best, I want to say, example of what we're talking about. This was from the 90s when they used to do a TV show called The Onion.
I loved The Onion.
In a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon when residents in this neighborhood were shocked to see this fairly common thing happening. An attractive witness described the event in breathless terms.
I went to my window and I was like, whoa, there's some bull happening.
That happened right over there. I'm an older man, so you can trust what I say.
Authorities in special uniforms rushed to the scene to stand around while our cameras filmed them. Our reporter Keith Collins joins us now live from the scene of the bullshit through the use of expensive technology. Good to be with you again, Keith. We have a colorful graphic here that shows instances of bullshit like this are on the rise. Is that right?
Yes, although why is unclear. Some say it's because of one reason. Others say it's because of some other reason. I talked to this random expert on the subject who told me this thing you're about to hear him say right after he points at a piece of paper.
I spent my entire life attending the nation's most prestigious schools to talk about bull like this. I'm really just happy to be on TV.
Now let's see if we can drag this out a little longer by showing emails written by some of our viewers. I once saw some stuff kind of like the you're talking about happen. I have nothing more to add. Another person says, I am angry that things like this happen. I get mad about every bull thing I see. So obviously a lot of opinions there to make this story seem somewhat meaningful.
Oh, absolutely, Glenn. This bull has some broader implications. Here's a list of tips on how to avoid bull happening to you.
And here's some footage of Congress.
Yes, I see that.
Well, thank you, Keith. Let us know if there are any updates on this bull story from there.
There's no way there will be.
Very good. We'll check back with you in an hour anyway.
I'm just some guy.
We try to tell you all the time. And The Onion captured it perfectly in the 90s.
It's still relevant.
Yeah, it's still relevant, right? It's
Probably
like,
more so now.
That last line is the one that gets me, and it just says, we'll get back to you later if there are any updates to this story. There probably won't be. Well, we'll come back anyway.
Yeah, love it.
That is the news. That is the news over and over again. I tried to explain it to you. Now for the stupidest thing I read today. You would think this man would have learned after one of these buses caught fire in 2022. But Ned Lamont has not learned. Ned Lamont has unveiled a $1.8 billion plan to replace every diesel school bus in Connecticut with an electric one by 2035. The funding combines $950 million in federal grants, $600 million from the state's Climate Trust Fund, and $250 million in utility rate taxpayer contributions. That's right. He's not going to give those savings back to you. No, he's going to put your kid in a burning bus. That's what he's going to do. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Put your kid in an electric bus that is bound to combust, or drive them to school on your own. He's not letting this up. This guy is ridiculous.
Did he walk to his Thanksgiving plans, or did he fly on
No,
an airplane?
of course not. Of course,
Maybe he should fly on an electric airplane. One of those lithium-ion airplanes.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, he is going to be using, they said Hartford, Bridgeport, New Haven, and Waterbury will receive the first 400 buses beginning this fall. So he's going to put Connecticut's hood neighborhoods at risk first. We'll put the inner city kids in these buses first. See how they fare. That's what he's. Come on, look at these.
Poor kids are just as valuable as white ones. Joe Biden said something very similar, did he not?
That's what the whole deal is. Right. Listen to this. Think about it. Hartford, Bridgeport, New Haven, Waterbury will be the first 400 buses beginning the fall of 2026. Lamont called this the most ambitious zero-emission school bus program in the nation and a major victory for children's health and climate goals. So you put them in the inner city, and his argument's going to be for equity reasons.
Right, because poor kids are just as important as white ones.
I can't believe
Direct quote from Joe Biden.
Well, he said just as smart, but yes.
Same difference.
It's
same difference.
It is the same difference. I can't believe he's doing this. I cannot. The Connecticut AFL-CIO and environmental groups praised the thousands of manufacturing and charging station jobs that this will create. A handful of rural districts expressed concern about charging infrastructure in remote areas. The governor promised additional grants to address those challenges.
Doesn't it cost like $8 billion to build one?
According to Joe Biden.
Right.
That's how much they spent. We'll find out. We'll be back. More news, more views. Negro nonsense when we return. Stand by.
That wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. No. It's Reese on the Radio.
Imagine not needing to plug in or fill up to drive your car. Aptera Motors is working to become the first mass-produced solar-powered vehicle, with the Carlsbad, California company recently conducting the first test drive of its solar electric vehicle, which next undergoes high-speed track testing. Aptera is targeting initial production of its launch edition in 2026 and mass production in 2028. I'm Jason Brooks.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
The following is a paid commercial advertisement.
From the Wall Street Sweeper Money Desk, Russ Hackman, president of Hackman Wealth Partners. Russ, why do some advisors push so much risk?
It's a dirty little secret out there that some advisors can get paid more in order to keep your investments in riskier areas, as opposed to moving them to areas where you might get more consistent income over time or have less market exposure. Get a second opinion on that.
For a comprehensive review, no cost, no obligation, 860-321-6800. 860-321-6800. 860-321-6800.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Discussion of safe and secure products and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products and are subject to the claims-paying ability of the insurance company.
The Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman, Sunday mornings at 9:30 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, in the next hour, we've got Negro Nonsense. We've got Between Rounds. I have to reveal the winner of Wednesday's Between Rounds as well as today's because I forgot to do Wednesdays because we had Ben Proto on. Speaking of which, also in the next hour, I want to address Ben Proto being on a program on Wednesday. If you are not out on vacation and you are listening to the show and you want to talk to me about your criticisms of the Ben Proto interview, now's your time. I know some people are going to take some time to do that on Monday as well. But I want to hear from you if you listen to it. There was some criticism online about Ben Proto, not so much about me, which I got to tell you, I was disappointed in. I wanted you guys railing on me. I wanted you guys to get on here and be like, Reese softballed him. Reese gave him a pass. He let him off the hook. I wanted to hear that. But they didn't do it. They more so went after Ben Proto than they did after me. And I know that sometimes because they like me, they're going to kind of be soft shoe with me. Don't be soft shoe. If you think that I let him off the hook, you can.
Reese doesn't have feelings anyway.
That's right.
Exactly. Can't hurt him.
Why is it that everybody says that about me?
You have to have feelings. I'm married to you. I would know. There's only one feeling of yours that I can hurt, and it's usually if I don't scratch your back.
That's right. Yeah, I take that personally.
Yeah, other than that, you don't have feelings. You can't be offended. You can't be hurt. So you're like, it's almost like you take, like, please try.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that?
I'm
American
taunting
Gladiator.
people. Yeah, I'm taunting you.
Yeah, come
Please,
on.
hurt my feelings. Come
on.
on.
That's Reese. He wants you to hurt him. So please call in and try to hurt him.
That being said, but the interview I thought went well. But it's funny that Ben Proto said something interesting, right? He says, on one level, people are crapping on him. On the other handle, they're celebrating him. So he's saying, in his view, that's, he's sort of hitting his mark right in the middle. That's a good place to be.
Right.
But I feel like I don't think anybody can blame me for the way I dealt with him. Now, just to give you some inside baseball, okay? And I don't even know whether or not he actually wants me to reveal this. Well, I'll just say someone in the newsroom was listening to the beginning of the interview with Ben Proto. And when I played the opening clip of Ben Proto, the comment he made about Donald Trump and not wanting to have dinner with him.
Right.
Yeah. Proto he went ballistic.
He got pretty upset.
He got upset.
As the interview progressed, I understood. Like, if you'd have done some crap like that to me, I'd have been like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I would have been mad too. Although I do understand why
I had to get it out. I had to get it out of the way because otherwise, everyone would have been saying the same thing that I'm saying.
I'm sitting there with Ben, like, that was a BS play, Reese. Like, that was some bull stick.
But I had to play it because people think that that's Ben Proto.
Right.
And he needed to sit here and, one, reject it and to explain why it was bull.
Right.
Right? So that's why I played it. And I know he thought I was playing games, but I had to say to him, what makes you think I'm playing games? You don't even know me. I've got no interest in playing you. I have nothing invested in playing games with you. I invited you here so that you can get an opportunity to set the record straight. Are you a Donald Trump supporter? Are you with the program or not? Are you the guy who's what do you call it, like a Greenwich dinner party guy, or are you really fighting for Republicans here? That's the criticism of you, to which he responded to. And that's the only reason why I was here. But I could not do it in a softball way. Right. I had to hit him hard. I had to hit him hard. I had to hit him where it hurts.
Well, we watch too many soft interviews where it's like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
You're supposed to be hard-hitting, and you look like a spineless little jellyfish.
Somebody in the newsroom thought that we were going to get up and fight, I heard today.
Really?
Yeah, they thought, it was like, oh, man, I thought they were going to fight.
I think that people seriously underestimate your ability to control a conversation.
Yeah, I think that's true.
You have the ability to take someone on an entire emotional roller coaster. Trust me, as his wife. You can take someone from heartfelt loving to, oh my God, I'm going to stab you at the eyeball with this ballpoint pen to, oh, you're so sweet, to Chiwas, that was great. Thanks. Let's do it again.
Exactly.
You have that ability.
Yeah, I try.
I don't.
People
just want to stab me in the eyeball with a pen.
We got to check traffic. We'll be back. Stand by. Oh, that's right. No traffic. We have to check weather. Nothing?
Wow, it's just all us, huh?
Oh, okay. Then we're not doing anything right now. Are we just going to the top of the hour? Till 9. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we're not doing it. I thought you said we were just doing one of those things. Okay, we're just doing
This is
weather.
what happens when you only listen to keywords and not the entire sentence.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm busy. It's not like I'm sitting.
What
What do you think? I'm sitting around here spinning in a chair?
Same argument for almost 5 years. You pick up on a keyword and think that's the whole thing. And I'm like, no.
I'm learning.
That is, no, obviously you're not.
We'll be back. More news, more views. It's Reese on the Radio.
WTIC weather.
Down to 32 degrees overnight with a mostly cloudy sky. Sunny, rather breezy tomorrow, up to 43. Clouds on the increase tomorrow night, down to 29 degrees. On Sunday, we will have periods of rain and drizzle that will begin late in the morning, continue throughout the afternoon, and then end in the evening with a high temperature of 45. Looking ahead to Monday, partly sunny, 42 degrees, increasing clouds Monday night, and then a mix of snow and rain Tuesday afternoon. We could see 1 to 3 inches of snow that would make for slippery roads and sidewalks on Tuesday, the high temperature 35 degrees. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock Hartford, temperature 39 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. President Trump says tens of thousands of Afghans who came to the U.S. under the same program as the suspect and alleged to have shot 2 National Guard soldiers on Wednesday will now be reevaluated to see if they should be sent back. He claims he's ready to expel anyone who he says is not an asset to the U.S., and he threatened to end immigration from, quote, all third world countries.
White House as an example for a list of what countries the president is talking about, how that would be different from the current travel ban that is already in effect. The president was extremely vocal when he did post these announcements and his ideas on Truth Social, and he really went on a tear, really probably the most severe one since he came into office as it relates to immigration.
Correspondent Weijia Zhang. The investigation continues into the shootings that left 1 soldier dead and another with critical injuries. More on the suspect from correspondent Nicole Skanga.
The suspect is expected to face charges of murder in the first degree, plus multiple counts of assault with intent to kill while armed. Attorney General Pam Bondi says she intends to pursue the death penalty here.
The death toll in that apartment fire in Hong Kong is now 128. The BBC's Danny Vincent with an update.
The tower block stands dark in the night sky. Residents still gather and look up at the empty shell of a building. An investigation has begun into what caused the fire, and sorrow is turning to anger. Many Hong Kongers are questioning whether this was an accident or something that could have been prevented. The head of the fire services, Andy Yen Yang Kin, told reporters that alarms were not working properly in the tower blocks. There have been more arrests today. The fire is out, but there are many questions left unanswered.
On this Black Friday, the Connecticut chapter of the Better Business Bureau says be alert to social media scams that are big on days like today. This is Kristen Johnson, the BBB's Connecticut spokeswoman.
When possible, try to find the actual store's website, because we're seeing more and more people infiltrate TikTok with fake stores, and people don't realize that when they're on their phone, it's a lot harder to catch.
She also advises looking out for dishonest business practices, like stores that raise business prices or prices on merchandise during the shopping season. In Turkey today,
Pope Leo brings a message of hope for migrants and refugees, saying at a cathedral in Istanbul.
This church itself is made up largely of foreigners, and many of you, priests, sisters, and pastoral workers, come from other lands.
Pope Leo has made care for migrants a key focus for his papacy, often speaking out against hardline immigration policies in other countries. Pope Leo will also visit Lebanon before returning to Rome on Tuesday.
Correspondent Jennifer Kuiper. Next storms are already beginning to take shape, potentially snarling travel for millions of Americans this holiday weekend. Meteorologist Craig Allen.
Several areas of snow will be forecast for the next several days, going right through the rest of this holiday weekend and even into early next week. Starting off with the current area of snow, it's the lake effect snow that is falling especially to the east of Lake Superior, as well as downwind from Lake Erie and Lake Ontario.
Wall Street, the Dow finished up 289 points today. The NASDAQ closed out the week ahead 150, and the S&P was up 36 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All righty then. All right, we got 2 winners to congratulate today. One is John D. He's in South Windsor. He won a dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds on Wednesday. And Marie G. is in Burlington. She is our winner today of a dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe, located in South Windsor, Vernon, and Manchester. We almost went to them today. I was thinking about stopping by while we were coming home, but we were,
I'm just hearing about this now.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up because I knew you would be upset if we didn't go.
6 hours later.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring it up. Anyway,
wow.
But we were trying to hurry up and get home. We had some other stuff that we had to do. We had to prepare to be here. Anyway, nonetheless, if you'd like to win, you got to go to reeseontheradio.com, REESE on the radio.com, and enter. But make sure you put in your telephone number and your birthday. You also have to live in the state of Connecticut. You cannot have won from 6 months from today, and you can enter as many times as you like. Just fill out the form at reeseontheradio.com. No, you cannot be Roseanne. You cannot be Roseanne if you wish to win. You could be Roseanne and go down to Between Rounds and go see Jerry, and he'll just give you a bagel for free.
I feel like I'm being singled out.
No, you're not being singled
I feel
out.
like you are...
Because he will. Jerry loves you, and every time you go up there, the first thing he does, he ignores me, and I'm the one with the radio show. He makes a beeline for you, and he says, "What can I get you, Roseanne?" That's the first thing he says. Yeah, of course. And the way, and Jerry says it just like that. "What can I get for you, Roseanne? What can I get for you? You want coffee?"
Yeah.
He doesn't even. He had a busted bathroom that he was trying to fix, and you busted right into it. And when he found out you were in, he was like, "No, it's okay. Don't worry about it."
All I heard was, "Who's in the bathroom? Who closed the door?" He had just put some wood putty.
Yeah, he was trying to fix
on
the door.
Hinge,
yeah,
but I had to go to the bathroom so badly.
You didn't care.
I saw the stuff on the ground, and I was like, But Jerry was walking away, and I was like, I can't help it. It was either that or there was going to be a mess on the floor.
Yeah,
so.
By the way, Roseanne is, you can't be around her when it comes to her bladder. You can't. Just no reason. When we come back.
I have to go now. I just thought about it.
Do you really?
I'm kidding.
Oh. I have to tell you a horrible story that happened because Roseanne and I went to Boston.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to tell this story. And you won't believe it. at all. You won't believe it. But let me just tell you this before we get to weather. Roseanne is not allowed to open her own car door or door for anything. And when she does,
chaos ensues.
Chaos ensues. Let's get a check of weather. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
WTIC weather.
Down to 32 degrees overnight with a mostly cloudy sky. Sunny, rather breezy tomorrow, up to 43. Clouds on the increase tomorrow night, down to 29 degrees. On Sunday, we will have periods of rain and drizzle that will begin late in the morning, continue throughout the afternoon, and then end in the evening with a high temperature of 45. Looking ahead to Monday, partly sunny, 42 degrees, increasing clouds Monday night, and then a mix of snow and rain Tuesday afternoon. We could see 1 to 3 inches of snow that would make for slippery roads and sidewalks on Tuesday, the high temperature 35 degrees. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. Tune in this week, and as we discuss practical strategies to grow your portfolio, we also have a few updates on the market. Tune in on Money Wisdom, TIC News Talk 1080.
This holiday, Verizon is helping you bundle up incredible gifts and savings. You'll get the latest phone with a new line on My Plan and a brand new smartwatch and tablet. No trade-in needed. Visit a Verizon store today. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Additional terms apply.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-664-1204. 800-664-1204. That's 800-664-1204.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Let me get to Ryan in Coventry real quick. He's on hold. How are you, Ryan?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are you, sir?
What's up, man?
Hey, you wanted callers in on the Ben Proto thing. And,
yes.
I just wanted to say I thought he revealed himself pretty good. It sounds like he wasn't even a listener of yours, which is pretty telling for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
but, Ryan, Ryan, I'm sorry. I'll let you finish, I promise. You make a good point there. That was a part of my criticisms of him. Was because he does a weekly spot down in southeast Connecticut that reaches about 2,500, nutmeggers. Well, we're the 50,000 watt powerhouse up here, and he ain't on my show. And I'm like, I'm the number one show in the afternoon.
No, I couldn't believe it. The way he was going off when clearly you were just trying to let him give his side of the story. I thought you were pretty fair with him. And it just makes me real disappointed in where is it going to lead in with the big election coming up next year. And to me, he should be calling in every week. He should have a pulse directly to this thing, and he doesn't, obviously.
Well, that's, again, the relationship he has with Brian, I don't really know what that is. I do know that he's got a relationship with other, talk show hosts in and around the state. But not having a relationship with me is for one of two reasons. One, I don't know how to get in touch with Ben Proto, but now I do. But I guess I'd say the most important thing is that whoever's working in and around him should be saying to him, by the way, are you checking out Reese's show? Or, hey, do you know that one of the most listened to shows in the afternoon in the state of Connecticut is Reese on the Radio's program? And when I say that, I'm not saying that to brag. I just have the numbers to prove it. And I know that he also believes that we're not, I think the word he said was, we weren't moving any numbers if we're just talking to other conservatives. But to counter that, I would say conservatives are not the only people who listen to this show. That's why we're number one.
Oh, exactly. No, it's really disappointing. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people talking, give their opinions on him and everything like that. And, I try to stay away from that and try and give him his due or whatever. But
yeah.
It's really after that, I don't know if I can. He just doesn't seem like he really cares. He's not plugged into it. And, he goes off on the internet trolls and all this stuff that he wants to say. But who's he listening to at this point?
Ryan, let me ask you this. Were you at least satisfied with him finally addressing the controversies that sort of make him upset? The one about not having dinner with Donald Trump, that clip that he says is taken out of a step. The other time when he says the thing about Donald Trump and regretted saying fight, fight, fight. Having addressed that and clearing up, okay, those were mistakes. The way I phrased it was wrong, because he did own up to it. Did that in any way help his case, at least for him to clear his name in those areas?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of, just doing some door knocking for some friends in the Republican Party and everything like that. It's kind of like the MO of the Republican Party. They seem to like to distance themselves from Trump a lot of the time. So for him, that whole thing, it wasn't surprising to me at all. I thought he tried to clear it up the best he could. I don't know if
do you think those rumors have gotten so far ahead of him he's playing too much catch up?
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, there's really nothing else that he can do at this point. It is what it is. I think what he tried to say didn't really resonate with me at all.
I got you.
I understand that most of the Republicans do that in the state as well. So,
well, you know what? But that's the beautiful part about this, Ryan, is that you are giving him a fair shake. That's the only thing he can ask for. He can demand nothing else from anybody. He's got to ask for a fair shake. You gave him an opportunity to be listened to. He clearly, in your case, has to do more. And that's why I brought him on, is to let him know that, look, if you want to salvage that reputation or that criticism, now you've got to be on this program to a larger audience, explaining to them, one, what he's doing, and two, how they can help so that they have an interaction with him, because they feel like he's so far removed. They're making up these stories about him going to dinner parties in Greenwich. And he's like, I've never been to those. But again, as I explained to him, if you are not in charge of your narrative, others will take the mantle for you.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you're giving your take on that, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You got it, man. You too. Dave's in Brantford. How are you, sir? Dave?
Okay, sorry. I had
it's
speaker.
That's okay.
I know you don't like that. I want to go quick. All the stuff we got to cover. It's after Thanksgiving. You absolutely better have those Christmas lights up. To make your wife happy.
I can't. Where's that?
He's off the hook this year because we're currently staying in a hotel until the first of the year.
So the hotel has done all of the Christmas lights for me, and I didn't have to pay anybody.
You sort of need something inside where you actually live. Night lights when you're watching TV with a little Christmas tree. You get this. This is important to her. You need to rise to that occasion.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to buy it today. I'll take care of it today. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, quickly, on the Muslim thing, and I will get to Ben Proto. I'm trying to go as quick as I can.
Okay.
We've got a Muslim neighbor who moved in about 10 years ago on an empty lot and built a house twice as big as every other house in the neighborhood. He's a bad neighbor in that he interacts with no one.
Wow.
His culture, he does not want it contaminated or mixed. He erected 6-foot-high white vinyl fence. There's double gates even to get to his front door. No one ever talks to him. His kids go to private school. They're not interested in assimilation in the slightest. And so he's not useful as a good neighbor.
Wow.
He's not a bad neighbor, but assimilation's not part of the equation. And when they were building the house, every single contractor, I talked to him, it was like a wrestling match to get euchred out of the pay that were due. He was just trying to wipe out the culture in America, and it's not just me. We've got an Ecuadorian family in Little League that I became quite chummy with the last 3 years.
Yeah.
They are gung-ho. All the American traditions, when the Star-Spangled Banner plays before each game, the kids take their hat off, they face the flag, they say the words. They are so gun. They texted me for Thanksgiving. You know, what are you doing? What are you eating? I made artichokes. That was my country, and an antipasto. And they, you know, it's the difference between wanting to blend in America and make it better, and wanting nothing to do with America.
Wow, talk about night and day. Wow.
And the Ben Proto story, I want to end in this because you can't control him, but you can control you. Todd Feinberg had a lot of successful Republican candidates with a regular 15-minute gig on the show. That would be Joe Markley, Tom Scott, Len Suzio, and Themis Claridis would be on occasionally, but she favored Will Marotti more than Todd. And maybe I noticed you have dropped that ball. Maybe they don't care to dance with you. I don't know what it is, but I kind of miss Joe Markley with his regular spot. And Tom Scott, he was a senator for 5 consecutive terms out of Milford, not really a red town. And, whatever wisdom he had, I'm not hearing it anymore, and he's nowhere. And so, those politicians that were successful, so far as I see, Proto is not successful in what he's doing. And that's the main knock against him. Happy Black Friday. Reese, I am so old. I'm at the age where I have to get rid of stuff, so I don't even try to go out and score a good deal.
I appreciate that, sir.
I like this. I always like the marital act you carry out on TV, and boy, that Roseanne was really on fire earlier. Thanks for thanks for the work she contributes to our show. Thanks, bye.
Thank you.
Got it. Absolutely.
This is not an act. This is the way that we communicate every single day.
That is true.
This is the most fun I've ever had in my entire life, and it is just conversing with my partner. I tell people we drove 3 days to get here, and the radio was almost never on, except when you were getting really sleepy. But for the most part, we talk. It's all we ever do is talk.
90s hip hop on the way.
Annoyed me.
Yeah, I know. But you learned some classic tunes, I will say.
Well, I heard them, that's for sure.
Kurt is in Glastonbury. What's going on, sir?
Hi, Reese. I'm calling as someone who was just sworn into my 16th term as a Republican on the Glastonbury Town Council.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I have to respond a little bit to what Ben Proto said yesterday.
Wednesday, yes.
And I'm sorry. And it comes in a little bit about what you talked about after the elections, our municipal elections a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
He said that municipal elections are about local issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to take issue with him on that.
Okay.
Republicans were in Glastonbury, were in the majority in 2000. By the majority, I mean either 5 or 6 out of 9.
Okay.
2003, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Trump gets elected in 16. Our council flips completely to a 6-3. And has been that way since 2017. I cannot be unconvinced that national issues are not creeping into local elections.
Okay. And you believe that you believe that Donald Trump in some way is playing a role in Republican losses?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Talk to me a little about that.
I can't explain it, Reese. I've got some statistics here in front of me from previous elections.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, I garnered 5,428 votes. In 2023, I got 4,404 votes. 4,404. My party in 2023, from 2021, we all lost over 1,000 votes. There's really no local issues. Our taxes are increased roughly about 2% each year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wedge issues that we were dealing with. And so I'm convinced that there's some leakage of national politics.
And you do not
into
believe that
our
there was any, you don't believe that there was any on-the-ground efforts that lagged or lacked in these elections year to year, or was it every 2 years or every year?
Every 2 years.
Yeah, is it?
Odd years.
Yeah, so in those odd years, you don't think that there was any canvassing issues, any communications issues, any funding issues, anything like that? Did you see people moving out of the state who were conservatives, out of your district who were conservative, who felt they, enough is enough? Are you bleeding or hemorrhaging support in that area?
I think we're hemorrhaging support. It could be from people like from West Hartford moving into Glastonbury that like the West Hartford model over the Glastonbury model.
Indeed.
In 2023, we had candidates on the ballot that I consider old Glastonbury. They've been here for a long time. Some of them ran businesses in Glastonbury, and we still got a shellacking. Now, this past election, I was very disappointed in how the town committee ran the election. I thought it was very poor. I think they just threw names on the ballot to fill the ballot.
I heard a lot of that. And that wasn't just in your races, but I heard a lot of that throughout the state. In fact, I think it's the overall criticism of Ben Proto this time around that there weren't any really viable Republican candidates. They were just throwing, spaghetti against the wall and seeing who stuck, and clearly none of them did. Did you get that same impression?
Yes, and we had a forum that we went to. I went to with 5 other Democrats, and the 3 new candidates did not show up.
Wow.
So I had to. If you usually go a Democrat, Republican for a question, I was getting most of the Republican questions because I was the only one there.
The Republicans didn't show up?
Correct.
That's insanity.
So, yeah, and it's now this walking app that Ben Proto talked about.
Yes.
My town committee apparently hooked up to it, but in order for that to work, you actually have to go out and knock on doors.
Oh,
you just can't have the app and not go door to door.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean it's useless.
My success over the years was I was vigilant about going door to door to door. There were years when I've gone to 5,000 doors. I started at the end of August, right when school began, and I would 10 o'clock in the morning till it got dark at night. And I'm trying to convince people. They think, well, it's all electronics. It's the phones and the emails and the Facebook. But if you don't make a personal contact with a voter,
indeed,
it's not very helpful. There were people, I remember one person said to me, you walked all the way down, because I also stand out at a poll on Election Day, which is another way to garner last-minute votes.
Mm-hmm.
You walked all the way down my driveway, and that's why she voted for me.
Wow.
Everybody has a different reason for voting for a candidate.
Yep. It's usually emotional. It's always personal.
Yeah. It could be a handshake, or you helped them with something, or you had a nice conversation with them at the supermarket.
Yeah.
So, and someone else called in yesterday or Wednesday, I guess it was, about calling Ben Proto to volunteer for stuff. My advice is, if there's a candidate that you want to support, contact the candidate.
Yes.
Contact your local town committee. The reality for me is State Central does very little to help Glastonbury. We're pretty much on our own when it comes to local elections. So I would not even bother calling State Central. Frankly, I don't even know what they do. When he talks about we provide this and this, that, and the other thing, we're pretty much on our own, at least in Glastonbury. I don't know if it's because we're shunned because we're Glastonbury.
I will ask him. I will ask him. That's an important question. Is because if they have all the tools and they're not available to the people who need them, that's not helpful. So, and that's the purpose of having Ben Proto here, is that there's a larger audience here who clearly has an issue with Ben Proto's leadership. So let's address them. And Ken, what you're talking about has to be sent to him. I got his he said, I have his cell phone number. I'm going to reach out to him. When I get questions like these, I'm going to ask. There are people in Glastonbury who said that they don't have the tools that you're talking about that are available to them. Let's get them the tools. So that's what we're going to do here.
We did have the walking app.
Okay.
I know we had that, but my point about that is you have to go door to door for that to work.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Ken, unfortunately, I got to take a hard break because it's almost the bottom of the hour. But Ken, listen, stay in touch with me. Kurt, I'm sorry, Ken. Kurt, I'm sorry, Kurt. Kurt, yes, stay in touch with me, and I will make sure that I get your messages to Ben Proto, okay?
All righty.
Thank you, sir. Let's go.
Thanks for the time.
You got it. Let's get to weather. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
WTIC weather.
Down to 32 degrees overnight with a mostly cloudy sky. Sunny, rather breezy tomorrow, up to 43. Clouds on the increase tomorrow night, down to 29 degrees. On Sunday, we will have periods of rain and drizzle that will begin late in the morning, continue throughout the afternoon, and then end in the evening with a high temperature of 45. Looking ahead to Monday, partly sunny, 42 degrees, increasing clouds Monday night, and then a mix of snow and rain Tuesday afternoon. We could see 1 to 3 inches of snow that would make for slippery roads and sidewalks on Tuesday, the high temperature 35 degrees. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Hi, it's Morgan Cunningham, and you may be most used to hearing me during the week delivering news updates. You know the whole Morgan Cunningham WTIC 1080 News thing. But did you know that on Saturdays after 2 o'clock, I host Spotlight Connecticut? That's my talk show where I find all kinds of different people, places, things involving Connecticut and put them in 1 hour long-form interview conversation format for you to learn something new about Connecticut, newsmakers that you generally would not hear during the week on WTIC because they're not the run-of-the-mill usual newsmakers, but that doesn't mean that they can't make news the same. Check me out Saturday afternoons at 2 on WTIC News Talk 1080, WTIC.com, and on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 4:30 Hartford, temperature 41 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The investigation into the man who allegedly opened fire on 2 National Guard soldiers in Washington, D.C., killing one and critically wounding another, stretches from coast to coast. Officials say he traveled from his home in Washington state to carry out the shootings. President Trump says he's pausing migration of those from so-called third world countries, and he's calling for those who came in under former President Joe Biden's administration to be scrutinized. The owners of a Derby pizzeria that went up in flames on Thanksgiving Day say the blaze was arson. The investigation continues into that fire in a shed at the Roseland Abeats. There were no injuries, and the shop was scheduled to reopen today. Connecticut Better Business Bureau is out with some warnings, including those concerning bogus scam websites, return refund policies that change for certain holidays or sales, and prices that are adjusted higher for the holiday and marked down in a way that's equal to the regular price. Wall Street had a short day today. The Dow finished up 289 points. The NASDAQ gained 150, and the S&P was up 36. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hey, we're back. With all of the excitement that I bring to this marriage, Roseanne, you sitting up here dozing off on me? You tired?
You're exhausting.
I am exhausting.
No, I'm exhausting. I know I am.
Are you tired?
I am. I'm tired. You know, I don't sleep well when I'm not in my bed.
Yeah, it was really, really weird to sleep. Because we're weird about where we sleep anyway.
Yeah.
We're
temperature was perfect though, like that.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was nice and crisp and cool, but I still
I made the stupid mistake of falling asleep at about 10:30 last night, and I was up by 2 because I don't sleep I sleep for 4 hours. I don't know, I think maybe it's like a Donald Trump thing. I know he only sleeps for about 4 hours, but me, I can get a 4-hour sleep and I'm good to go. And then I had to force myself to sleep again,
right?
Which drives me nuts. I wanted to talk about this because it happened on Thanksgiving, and Let me tell you something. There's a rule in our relationship, and it is a rule that I have held for 4 years, and very rarely do I not fulfill this duty. And that is when Roseanne is in front of me or near me, she never opens a door. She doesn't open a door to a business, doesn't open the door to our home.
I'm not allowed to carry anything heavier than my purse.
Right. And even then, she still hands it to me. And when we pull off to a store or anything like that, like when she has to go to the bathroom because she's got a bladder the size of a chickpea, and when we drive somewhere long distance, Roseanne has to go to the bathroom every hour and a half.
Yeah, just about.
So, yeah, it's 90 minutes on the road. Roseanne's got to go to the bathroom. If I'm in the groove and I'm coasting 70 miles per hour on cruise control, listening to my tunes, I had to go to the bathroom. Ugh. So I got to look for a bathroom. So anyway, we're driving to Boston from Tewksbury because I want to show Roseanne like all of my stopping grounds, from WRKO to GBH building to my apartment off of Commonwealth Avenue. Where else was I trying to take you? Oh, I took her to the building where the Boston Legal exterior is, because that's one of our favorite shows.
All those beautiful brownstones.
All the beautiful brownstones on Commonwealth Avenue. So we drive there. We get to Commonwealth Avenue. But before we got there, Roseanne stopped at had me stop at a McDonald's to go to the bathroom. But she had to go so bad that I couldn't put the car in park fast enough. She was already out the door.
I was. Really had to go to the
literally hopped out the car like an action hero while the car was still rolling to get to the bathroom at the McDonald's.
All right.
She went, "You did. I didn't have it in park." And she jumped out. Anyway, she jumps out. She goes to the bathroom. I wait for her. I drive because, again, I hadn't even parked. I drove to the front of the door. She jumps out. I'm still rolling. And then I roll and I get into a parking spot. Anyway, she finally comes out of the bathroom. We leave. And then we get to Boston. We get to Commonwealth Avenue over near Copley Square. And we get there. We park the car. I put the credit card into the parking meter, which, by the way, I found out that I didn't have to because it's a holiday. They weren't towing anybody. But I put in about $5.45. And then Roseanne is leaning into the car, and she's looking for something. And I'm like, "What are you looking for?" She goes, "I know I had my purse." And I'm like, "Yes, I know you had your purse. You asked me to get it for you. Are you sure it's here?" "No, I know I have. It's not here." Couldn't find it anywhere. Well, it turns out, even after I just paid for the parking, it turns out that Roseanne was hopping out of the car, opening her own car door.
All by myself.
All by herself. That she inadvertently tossed out her wallet. With
It was
all of
sitting
her,
on my lap.
Sitting on her lap. And she hopped out of the car. Before I knew it, her purse is sitting on the ground at a McDonald's. And we drive off and leave it there, go all the way to Boston. And it's only about 18 minutes from where we ended up in Boston. But it was 18 minutes on I-90, what was it, 90, 93, something like that. Anyway, whatever that interstate is. So she realizes we can't park there. We got to drive all the way back. So we do. We drive all the way back. We get to the McDonald's. Why did we get to a McDonald's where nobody spoke English? Every person I spoke to, hey, did you happen to see a purse on the ground? The girl who worked the drive-thru said this to me when I asked her. Yes. Talk to them inside. I went, okay. I will go inside and I said, hey, did you guys find a purse? Because I'm thinking, we found it. Woman says, give me a minute. She goes back. I'm like, whoa, wait, maybe we found it. She comes back. She goes, nope, we found nothing. All right, fine. Now, I'm furious. Why? Roseanne doesn't know this, but I'm going to tell her now. I wasn't upset that she lost her purse. I wasn't. I was upset that she didn't let me open her door. Because had she, if that purse would have fallen, I would have seen it. But because she opened the door without letting me stop the car and get out, she lost her purse because she knew what the protocols were and she broke them.
I had to pee. I had to go to the bathroom.
But you broke the protocol, and because that, it was a dereliction of duty on my part.
It was not. Listen, it was either I jumped out or the whole car seat was going to be very damp.
I would have dealt with that, but the bottom line is...
You weren't the one sitting in it.
So, anyway, so she's telling me, calm down, calm down, calm down. Don't be upset.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. So she freezes the debit card. Did you have to cancel the credit cards?
No, I freeze the credit cards. I froze everything. My biggest concern, honestly, was my military ID because I don't know where to go up here to get a military ID. Right.
So there were some IDs that you could have just phoned in or just gone online and got. Yeah. But nonetheless, all of that because of the fact that I wasn't there and she had jumped out and I was so ticked off. And I said to her, this is the reason why you don't open the door yourself. And every time she does it, when she doesn't listen to me, something happens on this level. And you got to let me open the door from now on. Anyway.
I think we both have a listening problem.
So we drive all the way back to Boston anyway, because I am saying, forget about it. It's done. It's over.
You want to turn around and go back to Tewksbury. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, we're still.
I want to see Boston. And you are mad. And I'm like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Fix your grumpy face. Let's just go and look around. And you were grumpy the entire time.
I was.
Even in the Italian restaurant. My goodness, were you
that wasn't even an Italian. Stop calling it an Italian restaurant.
It had an Italian name.
That's all it had. We went. So that was the other part that made me angry. So we're looking for a place to go get something to eat. Mind you, look, we're not rich, but we have rich taste. And there were a couple of restaurants that were nearby in Copley Square. One particular restaurant was called Joe's, and I think the meatloaf was $34. And I was going, I can't justify that. I'm a bit of a miser. I'm not paying that kind of money for a meatloaf. I know you would have, but I said, no, we're not going there. So apparently we find some place, some Italian guy has come up with sandwiches, which, by the way, everything is in flatbread and everything is prosciutto. Everything. Prosciutto. And it's real fancy. Well, before we get inside, some bozo is outside and goes, hey, man, these are some of the best sandwiches ever. And I go, okay, well, I guess we'll find out. So we get in there and we're looking at the menu. The menu is up on the wall. And I didn't notice it at first, but I'm trying to figure out what sandwich I'm going to get. So I get the New Yorker, typical me. And you got what, the summer? Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called? So you got the summer, which is, I think one of the sandwiches is sort of like, it's mozzarella with
prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
And tomatoes.
And tomato.
And fresh basil.
Yeah, and how much was that sandwich? $28?
I don't know. You paid for
everything. Well, but it was
we
all
ended up spending over $50.
over
for
$50 for 2 sandwiches.
Yeah.
We're sitting there and we're eating the sandwiches, and I look up on the wall, and apparently a sandwich shop has a wine list. Never
On
knew
the
that.
wall.
On the wall. A wine list on the wall. I don't know if you've ever been to, I don't know, what's some of the sandwiches place? Subway? Blimpie? Huh? What's another sandwich spot?
Jersey
You can go
Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, right? You been to all those places? I've been there too. I love those places. Quiznos, is that still around? We still got Quiznos? I don't know, but I've been to all of them. Fireman Subs. Give it up to Fireman Subs. Firehouse, right? Is it Fireman? Firehouse? Who cares?
There's Potbellies.
Potbellies.
Is good.
All of them. I've been to all of them, and they're all fantastic. But somebody's got to explain something to me. I don't know the name of this place. I don't know the place who this Italian guy is. But apparently, he thought it was a wise idea. He thought it was a wise idea to put wine on the list at a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
And I was completely done.
You were done. You were such. I love you, but I was trying to hurry up and get back to the car because I was convinced that somebody was going to beat us about the head, neck, and chest area with a brick.
Why?
Because you were such a pompous ass. You were not just a pompous ass, but you had your radio voice on so you could be heard across the street while the train was going by.
Tell everybody why I was so loud and so annoyed about this sandwich shop.
Boston has been taken over by douches. that douche over there is wearing his sunglasses inside. Even the women are douches. And I'm going, oh my God. You're all douchebags. And I'm going, we're going to die. We're going to die. I'm dying in Boston.
Why was I upset?
Thanksgiving.
Why was I upset at the menu? You don't remember?
Because like $15 for a glass of
It was a $14 glass of Chardonnay on the menu. Who does that? It's a sandwich shop, okay? Can you imagine if you had gone to a Subway and they had a $14 Chardonnay sitting up on it? Can you imagine that?
I told you, it's kind of like going to a diner for sushi.
It was
so bad. Like the concept is so bad.
Everybody is inside. They're wearing leather pants with black boots. It's a sandwich shop.
Lululemon.
Yeah, it's like everyone's there. Everyone looks like a pretentious dingbat. I'm hating everybody there. Hating every person
made sure
inside,
everybody
and I
knew
let them
it.
know it. And I'm eating the sandwich. And first of all, let me explain to you. I like bread. I was just talking about that last week. How much I like bread. No bread when you eat a sandwich should cut the roof of your mouth. This bread did. Why? Because it was hard and pretentious. That is, the sandwiches were pretentious. Everything about this thing was pretentious. The Coca-Cola, a can of Coca-Cola was $3. Now, I didn't find all that didn't bother me all so much. But when I saw the Chardonnay, and I don't drink, but I saw the Chardonnay for $14, I went, calm down. Calm yourself down. You should never, just take the Chardonnay down. The Merlot was $8. Now, that's reasonable, but you're a sandwich shop. Be a sandwich shop. You're supposed to have pop, soda, maybe juice, but not pretentious $14 wine. You have double-digit wine sitting in a sandwich shop. Knock it off. Just knock it off.
So the long story short, I got a phone call from a Marine his parents found my wallet. So
yes. Oh, yeah. So we come
right.
back. We're coming back and driving home. I totally forgot about that. That's the most important part of this story.
You were so grumpy. I will say it's the first time ever in my life that I allowed my program to take over, and I said, don't worry about it. God's got it.
And we're driving home, and thankfully, this guy, David, his parents found the wallet. David Oliva his parents found the wallet, contacted him. His parents were older. They speak Spanish, and told him, see if you could find her some way. And he searched online. He found Roseanne's Facebook page, sent her a text and said, hey, did you lose your wallet? And it turns out, as we were driving back to Tewksbury, the next exit we were coming up on was the exit of his parents.
Yeah.
And they were about not even 5 minutes off the exit.
Yeah.
And we went there and got the purse. But
so
none of that.
Moral of the story is, regardless of how expensive the wine is at some pretentious hoagie shop, God's going to take care of us.
I'm telling you that God wanted me to go to that hoagie shop just so I could wait for David to contact you. Like, he put me through all of that and then said, see, I made you go to that pretentious sandwich place just to get you to find the wallet. You drove right by that. Like, he timed everything.
Always does.
So we can pick up everything. And now I have both experiences. You losing your wallet. Now I know that you're never allowed to open up a door for you ever. We never go to Boston to eat sandwiches, at least in that part of town near Copley Square.
The Copley Square is where the brownstones were, right?
Yes, it was right around near there.
I loved that section. You go over one block and you are in. It was pretentious. What are those people
England.
Called? Yuppie.
Yes. It felt like Europe.
What are those kids called? You know, they think they're. Oh God, I can't. It'll come to me later.
It's not yuppie.
Hipsters.
Yeah, hipsters.
Little freaking hipsters with the pants up to like the middle of the calf.
But that was the crazy.
So short.
That was the crazy part about all of this is that as
nobody spoke English.
No
there
one
either.
spoke English, and it was everybody there. I thought they were either French. It was like the guys who were riding the scooters were all
Those guys were Dominican.
Yeah, the guys who were in the scooters were Dominican. Everyone walking down the block either spoke French or Arabic or something. And this is Boston. I couldn't believe I was in Boston. Not one person said Yorkie Way or Park the Car. Nobody. It was all fushi, foo-foo. I hated it.
It was terrible. I hated it.
It was really bad.
Yeah, that part I hated, but I liked where we were parked. I loved the brownstones. That's where I want to be. I want to live where the rich white folks are. I don't want to be by the other. I am a NIMBY. In case anybody has any questions, I am a NIMBY. I have worked really, really hard to earn the things that I want. And if I don't want to be around people that refuse to speak English, then that's my prerogative. I live in America. I've served my country. I've earned the right to live where the hell I want to live. I want to live with the rich white folks. I want to be where the white folks are. I'm there.
Let me tell you something. Another thing that I couldn't stand. These people, these Europeans that are in Boston.
Eurotrash.
They're bringing North Face back. They're bringing it back. Like they all had on the bubble goose, like from the brandy
No, those
era.
are the Canada. Oh, what are they called? It's a Canadian version of.
Is it?
Yeah, it's far more expensive.
They all look like '90s rappers.
Yeah, it's far more expensive. Like the one jacket is close to $1,000. It's ridiculous.
I really hate these people.
Yeah, I know you do. But I want to assimilate. I want to become one of them.
No, you don't.
I do. Ironically. I want to do it ironically.
Time to take a break. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement this year? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
This holiday season, when you get them STIHL, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit STIHLUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from STIHL. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Tune in to How to Retire with Fuchs Financial.
The main thing for the majority of the listeners out there who are approaching retirement is I don't want to be surprised.
Helping you build, preserve, and manage your wealth.
You've got Roth IRAs, you have individual accounts. Finding the right taxable strategy, that's going to be huge for you.
Tune in to How to Retire with Ben Fuchs, Sundays at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
The NAACP calls him, whoa, I don't think I'm allowed to read this.
It's Reese on the Radio.
Let's just say some people are not fans. On News Talk 1080, WTIC.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know if this is an old post, but it says that more soldiers. No, it's old. Okay.
Oh, so Rama was in it was in Boston. He lives in Boston. He, of course, listens to the show online every chance he gets. I love him. He goes, dude, it's Copley, as in Beverly Hills Cop, not Cope. He's laughing at me, and I go, well, I could barely cope that neighborhood. That's why I call it that.
Yeah.
He says he can't either. He can't stand that neighborhood either. Absolutely.
It's young people. It's, you know what it
Was
is?
it though?
It's young people. There were a lot of, those were college-age kids, wealthy college kids.
Yeah.
They didn't speak English, so their parents obviously sent them here to go to Harvard, right? To Harvard, a taboo, as I like to call it, BU.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all pretentious. They're all wearing their European styles. So you got those kids, a lot of Asians.
And there's bikes everywhere. That's another part. Bikes.
Bikes everywhere, right? And a lot of Asians too, right?
Yes.
And then you got the older than me Europeans who came to Boston and just think they're the ish. You know, like the people that were sitting when I picked the table, they were speaking Italian. The husband kept looking at me like I had 3 foreheads. I finally looked at him. I said, "Smile." I smiled, and I was like, "You good?" He smiled at me and he nodded. And I was like, "All right." Like, I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna be nice. But now you're staring at me. I'm gonna have a freaking problem. Here in America, we don't stare unless you want problems.
It's very weird. And again, like I said, it's just people standing around. It's not Boston. It is not the Boston that I know.
Well, it's the first time I've ever been to Boston, so it's the Boston I know now.
Yeah, it was just not. It just wasn't. I liked it better when we went to Malden. That was great. We went over to Anthony's. Too bad they were closed because I would have loved to have shown you inside Anthony's in Malden.
Yeah.
The Italian Social Club. Someone was there. We should have gone inside. But it was because I went to my old stomping grounds on Pearl Street in Malden. And then we went over by the GBH building, which is near the Mass Pike, where the Newberry Comics office is, as well as my old WRKO office was. And that was just the only thing we didn't go to do as the Days Inn. But my whole purpose was to go there and just show you, where I used to live. And those neighborhoods still had Boston's flair, like the blue collar essence of what Boston's like. The city, this Michelle Wu, whatever her name is, whatever her name is, she has completely destroyed that city. She's so yuppified it. It's gross. It's just gross to actually watch. I'm so disappointed.
This is what happens when you let young people
govern
with ideas. I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Let's go to John in Southington. Hello, John.
Hello, Reese. Hello, Roseanne. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Hey, I've got an honest question. It's going to sound naive, but I've been wanting to ask you this question for a while.
Okay.
Help me understand why the left, why do the Democrats hate Trump so much, especially considering he's got an expiration stamp on his forehead. He will only be there for so long. Why do you think they waste so much time and effort making such an issue? Please help me understand.
Go ahead.
As a recovering leftist, we were taught to fear anything and everything Trump. It doesn't matter what the other team says he said. I was told what he said, and I was told how to interpret what he said. I was told what he meant, right?
But Roseanne, why not just wait him out, though?
Well, and here, that's how I looked at it during his first term, right? Because I was still a leftist. My first thought was, 4 years. That's it. Just got 4 years, and then he's gone. They all come, they all go, and then the next guy comes in and does, right? That was my mindset, even as a leftist, was, you know what? We'll just wait it out. I still have my rights. I can still say what I want to say. I can still get a job. I still pay my, you know what I mean? Like my life had not been so severely impacted. The problem is that now you've got all these children. I'm sorry, all these Democrats running.
But you repeat yourself.
Running.
She's not wrong.
Exactly. They're running the Democrat Party, and they're running it on fear. You're gay, you're lesbian, you're a woman, you're transgender, you're black, you're purple, you got 4 eyeballs. You know, Donald Trump hates you, he's going to destroy all your rights. And that's the problem, is they're running a campaign based on fear. You have to sort of you have to implant the fear at a very root level, and now anything and everything that comes after is now somehow tainted fruit. And every Republican now, anybody who wants to make America great, is now considered a terrorist or a fascist or a Nazi. You have to damage the entire party from the root up.
And I think that's a good point to what she's making here is that, you know, the politics of fear is never ending. You know, so even after Trump is gone, it will be someone who is carrying the torch of said Trump to then carry that fear over into the next individual. So that's the reason why. You can never let up, because the politics of fear must be ongoing and never ending, so that people will eventually side with you or capitulate to your point of view. I think that's the purpose, in my view.
It is the beginnings. It is the most fundamental psyops, right?
Yeah, there you go.
It's a psychological operation. You have to start implementing. It's like microdosing.
Yeah, I got to take a break real quick. But does that answer your question?
Yeah, it sure does. Thank you for the explanation.
You got it, boss man. Let's take a break in. We'll be back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Down to 32 degrees overnight with a mostly cloudy sky. Sunny, rather breezy tomorrow, up to 43. Clouds on the increase tomorrow night, down to 29 degrees. On Sunday, we will have periods of rain and drizzle that will begin late in the morning, continue throughout the afternoon, and then end in the evening with a high temperature of 45. Looking ahead to Monday, partly sunny, 42 degrees, increasing clouds Monday night, and then a mix of snow and rain Tuesday afternoon. We could see 1 to 3 inches of snow that would make for slippery roads and sidewalks on Tuesday. The high temperature 35 degrees. This is meteorologist Chad Merrill in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. A former funeral home operator already accused of ripping off customers is now facing additional charges. State police say Philip Pietrus is facing 31 counts of unfair trade practices. Troopers originally received a complaint about a discrepancy about a payment to Pietrus Funeral Home in Coventry in October of 2024. Other clients were audited. Troop C subsequently received numerous complaints from others, primarily victims over the age of 60, who held accounts at Tolland Memorial Funeral Home. Losses totaled over $276,000, say state police. Pietrus turned himself in on the most recent charges Tuesday and was arraigned in Rockville Superior Court. He faces similar charges in other towns as well. The Afghan national accused of shooting 2 National Guard soldiers this week had worked with the CIA. Nicole Scango reports.
Yeah. Officials confirm that the suspect spent roughly 8 years in a CIA-backed zero-unit operation before fleeing Taliban threats in the eastern region of Afghanistan, a region known as Khost. His former badge reveals that the suspect was assigned to what's known as Kandahar Strike Force, or 03 unit.
Ramanullah Lakanwal is charged with murder. 20-year-old specialist Sarah Beckstrom died. 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition. President Trump has ordered a full review of all green cards for immigrants from 19 countries and also wants a permanent pause in immigration from poorer nations. In Hong Kong, authorities say they have arrested 8 more people in connection with this week's deadly apartment fire. A commission is now investigating possible corruption tied to building renovations. Search and rescue ops are winding down as the death toll climbs to at least 128, with roughly 200 still missing.
All people, not just here, but also across Hong Kong, are waiting anxiously for an answer on why this whole thing started, who has actually caused the fire, who should be blamed for the loss of so many lives.
It's the BBC's Martin Yip. Trump administration continues efforts to end the war in Ukraine, even as Ukraine confronts some internal complications. Linda Kenyon with the latest.
After the resignation of his key negotiator amid a corruption scandal, Ukraine's President Zelensky addressed his nation, calling for unity, saying, quote, "We risk losing everything, ourselves, Ukraine, our future," unquote. Andrei Yermak was not accused of any wrongdoing, although the scandal did threaten to weaken Ukraine's position. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is skipping next week's NATO meeting. His deputy will go instead, while President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff is expected in Moscow to continue discussions on ending the war. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Well, you're looking for that perfect holiday gift. The scammers may be looking for you.
'Tis the season for fake QR codes, phony gift cards, and bogus emails.
Limited time only. Got to do it now before it sells out. That whole sense of urgency is something that bad guys love.
And cybersecurity expert Lisa Plagmeyer says you need to be aware of sketchy social media ads, too.
It only takes a few seconds to create a deep fake of somebody. And the problem now is that AI has just made them all look perfect.
She says always trace those ads back to a reputable retailer and use a credit card for purchases so you're better protected from fraud. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Businesses could tout bogus sales on Black Friday and throughout the holiday season in particular. Connecticut Better Business Bureau spokeswoman Kristen Johnson says uses one example of a product that may cost $100 any other time of the year.
It says you're getting 50% off, that the original price was $200. Well, you're still just paying $100, just like you would have before Black Friday sales begun.
Recommends that you review return and refund policies also, which can change around certain sales and holidays. Wall Street this afternoon, the Dow closed out the week up 289 points. NASDAQ gained 150. S&P was up 36. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we are back. I've got to play this because, it's only right. Because it's Friday. Thursday was Thanksgiving. And when we don't come in on a Thursday... That's correct. He's already ready for it. It's time for... What happened? There it is. It's not working. Okay, I'll try one more time. It's time for...
Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you?
In today's edition of Negro Nonsense, we go to Chicago. And in Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson gave a statement about how we cannot, well, let's just let this moron tell you.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
Yeah, so here he's under the impression that the way to drive violence down is not through incarceration, which again is what I call setting a standard that no one ever set, right? We are not using incarceration to do something else. We're not incarcerating people to drive down violence. We are punishing violence. What? It's not that this whole thing about driving down violence is nonsense. Driving down violence is up to the individual. When you commit violence, you incarcerate them. You incarcerate them based upon the violence they've committed. You commit a murder, you got to go to jail for a long time. You commit assault, you got to go to jail for a long time. You're not supposed to have a gun, got to go to jail for a long time. That's how that works. So he's saying that incarcerating people is racist. Well, I like to go through a couple of numbers.
Are they racist?
Of course they are.
Because math is racist.
Math is racist.
Right.
This, according to Chicago numbers of 2024, okay? Homicide. 78 to 82% of homicides. The percentage of known suspect offenders to be black. 78 to 82% of homicide suspects. The victims, 76 to 80% of them are black.
That's racist. Black people are killing black people?
Chicago's black population is 28.8%.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting incidents, perpetrators, 80 to 85% are African American. The victims of these shooting incidents are 82 to 87% African Americans. That means the victims of the shooting incidents are higher than the Negroes who were committing them.
Right, so it's like two murders by one.
2 shootings to 1.
Right.
Oh, it's like 2 shooting victims to 1.
Right, so one guy's shooting at least 2 people.
At least 2 people.
Every time
1.3 people,
right.
to be honest.
Right, okay.
Robbery victims, 72 to 78% of them are black suspects. They are robbing 65 to 70% of black victims. Yeah. Carjacking. Now, this one, at least, because I'm saying to myself, if you're carjacking, you probably carjacking wacky whiteys, right? You probably carjacking somebody with a Lexus, maybe someone with an Escalade, maybe somebody with a Porsche, 911, something like that. Anything. No. Carjackings, 85 to 90% of the perpetrators are black. The victims, 70 to 75% black of the victims. That's right. They're even carjacking your hoopty. Because remember, black folks ain't got nothing. That's what we're supposed to believe. That's what we're supposed to believe. They ain't got nothing. And yet, this guy is saying that we are not going to racially incarcerate people in order to eliminate crime. Now, when I heard him say this nonsense, I had to go back to an old Ed Norton film. And look, say what you want about American History X. There was a lot of truth said in this scene. And you have to hear it because it's true, even if it was written in a script. It's based on facts. You know it. I know it. We've seen it over and over again. Was it Ferguson? Yes. Was it, what's the other town? Sanford, Florida? Yes. Was it Pittsburgh? Yes. Was it in New York? Yes. Any place where there was a riot, where there was looting, you know it happened. And here's Ed Norton explaining it as he has a conversation with Elliot Gould.
Like an expression of rage by people who feel neglected and turned away by the system.
Exactly. I mean, it's like we had in Watts or the riots in Chicago in '68.
It's crap. I don't buy that for a minute.
calling a riot an irrational expression of rage, that's such a cop-out. It's opportunism at its worst. It's a bunch of people grabbing any excuse they can find to go and loot a store, nothing more. You know, the fact that these people ripped off the stores in their own communities, all that reflects is the degree in which these people have absolutely no respect for the law at all, and certainly no concept of, like, community or civic responsibility.
But wait a minute. White people commit crimes against white people, too.
Yeah, but they're not offing each other in record numbers all over America. Look at the statistics, for Christ's sakes. It's 1 in every 3 black males is in some phase of the correctional system. Is that a coincidence, or do these people have, you know, like a racial commitment to crime?
Now, this one's the line that people get mad about. Do they have a racial commitment to crime? Now, people say it's like, you know, God, that's a horrible thing to say. Well, let's go inside the culture. Let's go inside the culture that everyone's telling us that we need to recognize as black culture. With the gang signs and the dances and the music.
The sagging your skinny jeans and the
Exactly.
braids. And
Exactly. The toting the guns. All that stuff. That's a racial commitment to crime. If I'm asking people, what is inside the African-American culture that makes it the African-American culture, what are you telling me? Because I never hear anybody screaming about joining the Ivy League. I never hear them say
going to college
or becoming an astrophysicist.
Growing a savings account.
Exactly. What do I hear? Oh, it's playing basketball.
Hip hop, blazing J's.
Dropping a hot 16.
What's that?
Oh, sorry, you don't know that terminology. It's okay. It's got a pound.
Okay.
Okay, that's a rap terminology.
Okay.
It's like spitting a hot 16. Yeah, bars. You know, spitting
Oh,
bars.
okay.
You know, on the latest track, hip hop track.
You got to get the new Jordans.
Yes, whatever it is. So it's never about the things that are supposed to be significant
Like
for
being a good father.
Yeah, there you go.
A present father.
A present father. None of those things are being talked about. So again, when he says a racial commitment to crime, he's actually talking about what's being promoted within the hip hop and the black culture. You could be mad about it, but you got to tell me what's the big thing in the hip hop culture or at least the black culture that's promoting the positive stuff that isn't related to crime. I'd like to know. That's what I'm trying to understand. Here's the rest of what Ed Norton says in the film American History X.
Not only that, they're proud of it.
Well, maybe it says something about prejudice in the judicial system.
Yeah, if you want to talk about criminal statistics, you might want to take a look at the social inequalities that produce them.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what I hate. Because what you're doing, Davina, is taking one thing and calling it something else and just, you know, alleviating the responsibility that these people have for their own actions. You know, it's like saying, it's not a riot, it's rage. It's not crime, it's poverty. It's just nonsense.
It's not crime, it's rage. And again, this is the other part about that. And people can look at that movie in a bunch of different ways, but isolate what he's saying here. And there's something about this that people also need to recognize. There's not one black person in that discussion, right? So that is a discussion in a family of middle-class white folks talking about the mission,
the struggles of the black
the
community.
struggle of the black community. Exactly.
Because that's what black people need.
Right.
Is white people telling them what's wrong.
And one person.
And how we can help you.
Exactly. And one person is pointing out, here are the statistics and here's what we see within the culture. And the other ones are making excuses for them and then calling themselves the pious, right? Calling themselves the redeemers. Right? That's the part that I never seem to understand is like how people run around doing that by saying, well, what about the criminal justice system? I was like, well, explain to me what in the criminal justice system that is unjustly treating these individuals unfairly. Don't just platitude it. Tell me exactly what they're talking about. And I've said this to other liberals who, by the way, and I'm going to say this finally, I need to get this off my chest just so I can say, the worst liar is a black liberal. I'm sorry. You can be mad at me about it, but you know you are. You are a living and breathing liar. The truth and your lips will never meet. Your existence politically is to lie. Not even about politics in general, but about yourself. You will sooner, and it's funny because someone said this, I think it was you and I who were talking about this, Roseanne, not too long ago, that if the white liberal intelligentsia said that the only way you could get reparations is if you were mentally retarded. The African American community would identify as such.
Yeah.
That is the way that, you know what I'm saying? Like they would literally say, because I remember someone said that we have, like, black people are going through generational trauma. And I was like, what's the generation?
It's in your DNA.
Yeah, it's in your DNA. And I would go, what are you talking about? It's generational trauma. It's in my slave, my slavery ancestors.
Right. What was it idiots all day tried to say? Because my great-grandmother broke her hip, now my hip hurts too?
Yes. So that was the tone. That was the tone that was used.
What I'm thinking is, okay, Mexican woman raising my son without his father being present, not because he's a deadbeat, but because of his military career. He was gone a lot, right? I'm raising this young black boy mostly by myself. Why isn't he a criminal? Why isn't he a thug? Why isn't he trying to play basketball or be a rapper? I know why. Because when my son stepped out of line, there were consequences. When my son got in trouble for not doing his schoolwork, there were consequences. I didn't look at him and go, oh, it's racist for me to punish you because you're black and I'm not. I'm his mother. It's my job to ensure that he grows up with some level of standards and an understanding of consequences for behavior. And what this idiot is doing, Johnson and Kamdami and AOC and all these idiots, all they're doing is they are taking Maduro's handbook from Venezuela.
Yes.
And I kid you not.
Talk about that.
If you look, go to Grok, go to DuckDuckGo, ask whatever your Chat GPT, whatever AI thing you have, ask it, compare Mamdani, Johnson, and Venezuela. And you will see the exact practices that led to Venezuela's fall is exactly what these idiots are trying to implement here in the United States.
And the objective is to remove the police.
Remove the police. Let's do social workers. We need social because our feelings matter. They want the black youth to no longer be penalized. They want them to talk it out.
Yeah.
They want them to talk about their feelings. Yeah, because that's exactly what happens when one black kid steps on another black kid's Jordans. They sit there and they have a conversation. Oh, wait, no, that's when guns come out.
Usually.
Because they're so intelligent. They're so emotionally intelligent, right? Venezuela decided we're going to do away with law enforcement. In fact, we're going to make what they called peace zones. They were entire areas where police were not allowed. Police were banned from patrolling these areas. Guns were banned from the entirety of Venezuela, with the exception of the gang members who ran those peace zones. People were dying in the hundreds daily in those peace zones. The prisons were no longer places for incarceration. They became drug overlord holding cells. Like that's all.
Like the trap house?
Worse. Cartels and all sorts of high level drug and gangs were being run from the prisons. They had carte blanche to come and go, do as they. I mean, it is absolute hell.
Oh.
Women were being raped and kidnapped, and Maduro's people kept saying, but you have to look at the inequality. They're doing it because they're poor. We need to help them understand that they're poor and give them plenty of space to figure it out. Venezuela became a literal hellhole.
Yeah, it is.
That is where Tren de Aragua was born. And when they got done destroying, raping, plundering, and pillaging their own country, guess where they ended up? Here. But you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's see how communism and socialism works here. Let's do away with the police. Let's let, all these foreigners come into our country, kidnap and rape our daughters, and then give them carte blanche as well because they didn't know it's illegal. They didn't know it was wrong to rape children.
I think we're going to have to give you my paycheck today. Because I barely said a word today. Like, you practically ran the whole show.
I'm so angry. I served my country, a country that I love. I served. I was a military child. I was a military wife. And then I served in the military. I am patriotic. I bleed red, white, and blue. When I hear the national anthem, I kid you not, I cry. I tear up. I always have. I woke up at the age of 4 years old every morning to the sound of colors and Marines calling cadence as they were running down the street. I am an American patriot. And to see what these idiots are doing to my country that I fought for, that I raised my hand and swore an oath for, that I was a child of, that I was a spouse to. My son is going in the military. I'm about to be a military mother on top of it all.
Yeah.
And you want me to watch my country burn because it would hurt their feelings. F your feelings.
I got to say, let me stop you for a second.
Excuse
because
my language.
It's all right. You, it's an interesting thing you just said, because I'm thinking about, as you're talking about this, I'm thinking about my conversation with Ben Proto on Wednesday. You know, talking about how everyone has to sort of have a stake in the country they wish to protect or to salvage if they can.
Everybody should serve.
Yeah, like everybody should, right. But, and if they can't, they should find a way to serve their communities, you know? And that
or go home.
Right, but they need to, like, invest themselves into the things that are important, those things that matter, because if you don't, you know, there are people who are just as energetic to tear it down.
Mm-hmm.
Those people who don't care about what you're talking about, that bleeding red, white, and blue, the people who think that you bleeding red, white, and blue is a detriment to their existence, yeah,
right,
will fight tooth and nail and take advantage for every one of the people who won't show up. They will take your place gladly and turn it into something you can't recognize.
Yeah.
And that's why when you say stuff like that, I listen to that and I go, you know, you have to. You can't just complain about it. It's not, complaining is not an option. Acting means everything. And even if you don't, you know, you don't get it this time, you got to come back and do it again. It's a never-ending struggle. I talk about it all the time. It's like people's like, man, we got to go back out and vote again because freedom ain't free.
No.
None of it's free. So it's just hearing you say that. I know how passionate you are about this. I hate to see you upset like this, but I know it upsets you sometimes. And sometimes I just got to tell you, okay, honey, just.
My grandfathers, both of my grandfathers served.
Mm-hmm.
My dad and my stepfather both served. I served. I've married 2 military men. And now my baby boy is going into the military. You know, this isn't a game for me. This isn't, you know, going out to the soccer field when I feel like playing today.
What's the thing that your son is going to end up having to fight against? Is the bigger issue, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen when my son's walking down the street? Is he going to get shot in the face by a freaking, you know?
Because of the country that he serves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know what? Give me, let me take Glory now. She's been on hold for a bit. Hello, Glory. How are you?
Hey, y'all. Hey, Roseanne, I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much for your service and for your passion for our country. I appreciate it, and I just wanted to recognize you for that.
Thank
you. I call on, it's funny because I call on Fridays, yes, to talk to both y'all, but also because it's been my day off.
Oh, okay.
So it's just easier to call in on Fridays. But how did you not bring her to the north end of Boston, to Giacomo's for dinner, and then to Mike's for a cannoli? What happened?
Okay, first of all, she ruined that because she jumped out of the car without me opening up the door.
He was in such a bad mood.
We could have gone to plenty of places and still got back because it was Thanksgiving Day and we still had a dinner to go to. But we had to drive back all the way to the gas station to find out that it wasn't there and then go back. You had to go back to the McDonald's and then go back to actually, and it's funny, we got back and sure enough that our meter that we had paid for still had some time on it and somebody else was parked in the spot. So, but we got there and then we had to take a little bit of time because we have to get back to dinner.
He grumped his way through the entire time we were there.
That $14 Chardonnay did not make things better. I didn't even drink it and I'm still ticked off about it.
Yeah, well, next time y'all go to Boston, you got to make sure you go to the North End, go to Giacomo's for dinner, and then get some cannolis for dessert at Mike's, and then take her to Southie.
I told you.
Kind of a
See, she did want to go to Southie. Every place she looked at, this is what she said. Is this Southie? Is this Southie? I'm like, no, it's not Southie.
Yeah, well, Southie, because Southie's,
it's Boston.
Got such a mystique. It's got such a mystique about it because of Mystic River, because of
Never seen it.
The Departed, because of Good Will Hunting, all of that. all of those movies. It's got such a mystique to it. And I've been to the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Southie, and I'll tell you, it was crazy. But I also wanted to mention this weekend there's a light parade in Mystic in the harbor, kind of kicking off the Christmas holiday. And it made me think of you guys. I was trying to think of okay, what are Christmassy things that they might want to do?
Wait a minute. In Mystic, what are you talking about? Like a Mystic in Rhode Island? I mean, Mystic, Connecticut?
Yeah, Mystic, Connecticut.
Oh, I know exactly. I've been to it, and it is great. You know what? We should go to that. What is that, this weekend?
I believe so, but don't quote me on that, because if I'm wrong, I don't want you to blame me.
I know exactly. Well, to be honest with you, I actually used to stay right down the block from Mystic Pizza.
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
Yeah, okay, let's not discuss that.
Okay, but that was
that was where I used to live. Yes.
Yeah, but Roseanne, I'm telling you right now, the pizza's overrated. Just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Well, I wasn't going to take her there. I was going to take her maybe for ice cream or something, and the drawbridge is there. We could go on the other side where the Christmas festival is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, really sweet.
I like it.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, Mystic, Connecticut is a great place to celebrate. And it's so, you want to talk about Hallmark card? It's up there.
Yeah.
It's up there. I got pictures from that. All right, got to take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. We'll wrap it up. It's Reese on the Radio.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's Chicken Pot Pie, the best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Adam, what are you thankful for?
Great question, Nick. My new son Henry, eating too much of Mom's pumpkin pie.
I'm grateful that Legacy Box has been able to help millions of people safeguard their important recorded moments. And with our Black Friday event that starts now, more families can enjoy digitizing their home movies and pictures with an insane 65% off.
Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. It's what Better Homes and Gardens calls the most sentimental gift to make this holiday season special, and what Reader's Digest called a genius product.
That's because Legacy Box is simple and safe, and we digitize everything by hand.
You'll get your originals back, plus digital copies that protect your treasured tapes, film reels, and photos from floods, mold, even the decay of time.
So while the stuffing is in the oven, make sure to visit Legacy Box and shop our Black Friday event to take an unreal 65% off. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
Black Friday starts now at legacybox.com/value. That's legacybox.com to take 65% off. legacybox.com/value.
And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, Hartford temperature 39 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. More charges for an embattled former funeral home director. Philip Pietrus has been slapped with 31 charges of fraud after customers of his Tolland funeral home filed complaints with state police. Shoppers headed to the stores on this Black Friday looking for deals. Less than 4 weeks until Christmas. Some stores did open early this morning, and they're keeping late hours. Investigation into the shootings of 2 National Guard soldiers in Washington, D.C. stretches across the country. Officials say the suspect, an Afghan national, traveled from his home in Washington state to carry out the shootings. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died. Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains hospitalized in critical condition. Hong Kong firefighters have found dozens more bodies in that high-rise complex after a massive fire engulfed 7 buildings. Death toll now 128, still many others missing. The owners of a Derby pizza shop say a shed fire in the rear of their restaurant was arson. In a post on Facebook, the owners of Rosalanda Beats said their business was targeted by arsonists. An investigation is ongoing. No one was hurt in the fire. Governor Lamont is ordering a special election to be held January 13th to fill the seat left empty by the Democratic State Representative Kevin Ryan, who died last weekend at the age of 73. Checking Wall Street, an abbreviated day of trading. The Dow gained 289 points, NASDAQ was up 150, and the S&P was up 36 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement this year? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship has come back to life. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't affect just you. It also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted. They may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Northeast Men's Health, we've successfully treated tens of thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates well over 90%, which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
So, we've been talking a great deal about, from what we did in the opening monologue, Roseanne. And in the opening monologue, I was expressing how people need to recognize that some of these people wish to sort of upend and disrupt some of our norms, be it holidays or celebrations. Well, Do Down Dog on X tagged me in this video here. Apparently, in New York City, there's a place called Zara, Z-A-R-A. It's a store.
Yes.
Here's the headline. It says, breaking. Palestinian protesters just stormed through the Zara store in New York City, scaring Black Friday shoppers inside there. So this is, in essence, like what I'm talking about. It's sort of like the slow burn of making everyday life, especially celebrations, because, a Wednesday in June is nothing to the average American. But if you actually start making the things that we hold dear and make those things of the past or things that we have to be cautious of, right? One of the things that, like in Israel, they made that claim that during certain days that are supposed to be remembrance days in Israel, they always tell them they have to be
vigilant.
You have to be vigilant on those days because that's usually when they're going to attack.
Right.
And that's the point that I'm making here. The day before Thanksgiving, this was like, and again, it's a premeditated attack, but it's random on its victims, right? It was the first people he saw that he could get the drop on. And that is now associating with Christmas. You said, with Thanksgiving. You said in the question that, I forget the young man who called a little while ago asked, the PSYOP, if you will, right? So people start thinking about those days. I don't talk about this a lot, not because it was a cycle I had to break. So when my second wife and I got together, her kids were kind of shut-ins. They did not spend a lot of time outside. And, living on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, right down the street was a park, like a regular park, with jungle gym and all that other good stuff. But I always noticed that the two of them, 9 and 4 at the time, never went outside. And even if I wanted to take them outside, or we wanted to take them outside, they never wanted to go. They wanted to sit in the house. They didn't have video games either. There was no PlayStations in the house. That didn't happen until much later when I would purchase those things.
Right.
But they didn't want to go outside. So the first day that I had ever sent Ayla to the store, or asked her to go to the store, it was over the weekend, and I needed to, my usual routine was coffee and 3 newspapers for the weekend to get ready for a Monday show. And so I say, hey, Ayla, here, take some money and go to the corner store to go get 3 newspapers and a coffee and coming back. And she stops. Her mother looks at me and she goes, oh, she's never going to do that. And I went, what are you talking about? She goes, she doesn't go outside to go to the store. I'm like, it's right around the corner. She goes, no. Not since September 11th. She won't go outside. And I went, oh.
I just want to say most of the people died inside of a building.
Yes.
You're probably safer outside.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Sorry.
like. But no, I know you're not mocking that. But that's like, why did she look that way? Because she was led to believe that terrorism was everywhere. She was scared. And she didn't. She goes, no. She goes, I'm just worried about that. Now, I will add this without having to add it, but she was fearful of anybody who worked in the grocery department, if you get my meaning, right? So it was a corner store, and she was, again, and she is a young girl growing up Jewish.
Right.
Okay? So she's a little concerned. Now, I don't know if that's somebody's filling her head with that or telling her, but she was afraid. So anyway, in order to work through that, first thing I did was I had to buy her a cell phone. When I bought her the cell phone, she was like, I need to call you at every corner that I go to.
Wow.
So she would go to the corner. She had to call me at every corner. I'm on 89th Street. I'm on 87th Street. She had to call me every place. When she started going to Temple before her bat mitzvah, she would go there to meet her grandmother. And she would, we would say, listen, you've got to be able to travel in Manhattan. As she was getting older, like 12, 13 years old. You had to take the bus across town. We were on the east side. Temple was on the west side. She only had to take one bus and went right through Central Park.
At 12?
12, 13. That's a reasonable age to take the bus, not the subway.
Oh, no.
But she had to call us when she got to the bus stop, call us when she got on the bus stop, call us when she got off the bus on the west side, call us when she got in front of Temple, and then call us when she got out of Temple, and the same thing going back. Now, mind you, when Ayla grew up, she was traveling all over the world. She met her husband in Australia. She taught English as a second language in China.
Wow.
She's traveled since then. But we're talking about a girl who didn't want to leave the front door.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying about that psyop, as it were, is that that's what these things are going to lead to.
Right.
People afraid I'm not going to go to the Thanksgiving Day parade. What if something happens?
Right. I'm not going to lie, when we just got the thing about going to
Mystic?
Yeah. My first thought is, what if this is where we get blowed up?
Yeah.
It is, unfortunately, I remember hearing one time somebody saying, America doesn't know what it's like. You've never had to experience random terrorism and explosions. America is so insulated from that. Well, those days are gone. Right. We've had people fly planes into our buildings. Right. We now have people walking up and randomly shooting. We got people that are just walking up and punching old ladies in the face. Like, nobody's safe in this country anymore from anything.
Indeed.
It's absolute depravity in this nation right now. But I'll never forget, my dad told me once when I was very young. He said, if you're going to live your life being afraid of everything, then what's the point? He said, you could stay in your room, in a closet, and die there. from anything. There could be an earthquake, a tornado. You could starve to death. You could get bitten by a bug and have an allergic reaction.
Right.
Like anything is going to get you.
Right.
Anything and everything. When it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
You going to spend the rest of your life living in fear, or are you going to enjoy your life while you can? And I know that it sounds really trite, right? But I'm sick and tired of being afraid.
Agreed.
I'm sick and tired of being afraid. If I'm going to die, I want people to know, you know what, at least she died doing what she wanted to do.
Yeah, fair. I totally get
You
that.
know?
Let's get these last calls out of here. We got plenty of people on the phone. Let's go to Sean's in Meriden. How are you, Sean?
Well, number one, I'm great after listening to your wife just break out a can of whoop tushy on the world. I'm like, it's not just me.
She's on fire today, ain't she?
I'm 66 years old. I'm like, yes. No, we're not going to tuck our tails and run. You come into like I work at Stop and Shop at night, and in the morning people come in and they steal. I'm like, if I'm in charge, you ain't stealing.
Right.
Okay. Well, you might lose your job. Okay, I'll take my chances. You come at me, all bets are off. I don't care what and you're gonna have to go to jail and tell people you got whipped by a 66-year-old. I don't give a rip, and I don't care.
That's right.
So I totally agree. And the other comment she said, which she just said, which was like gold. It's like, no, we can't live our lives in fear. Because that's exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And my mom, who is still alive, praise God, has raised me differently to say, here's the deal: live your life. Don't apologize. I'm not going to take anything from you that doesn't belong to me. But here's the deal: you ain't going to take anything from me that don't belong to you.
Yeah.
And I think the more that we do that. And the more that we do that as a collective, and we don't have to get like a mob or whatever the deal is, but you come into a grocery store that I'm in, and you want to act stupid, all bets are off. Because now you came into my grocery store acting stupid, and we're going to have a problem. Right. Well, you're going to have a problem because the next person you talk to is either going to be God or the medic.
Goddamn right.
Sean, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Good weekend, guys.
Thank you, man.
God bless.
You got it. A lot of people, by the way, I have to tell you this. This is the truth. I've never seen on a weekend after a holiday. This is impressive because there are so many people reacting to you today. Like, I don't know what I know what it is that got into you, but this has kind of been festering in you for the last couple of days.
Last couple of years, honestly. Here's the thing. I think people are just sick and tired of the political correctness. Well, we're going to dance around. It's sort of this thing over here. No. That's why we're in this problem now. That's why we're in this situation. We're afraid to hurt people's feelings. We don't want to be offensive. We don't want to say the wrong thing. We're going to get censored and blah, 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 blah. So what?
My two
There's
words.
this thing called the Constitution of the United States of America. We have this thing called the First Amendment, right? You can say whatever you want to say. You're not exempt from the consequences of the things that you say, right? If you say something that I don't like, roger that. Well, you're entitled to say it. However, now you've got to deal with my mouth because your First Amendment doesn't outweigh my First Amendment. We can do this all day long. I think people are just tired of the little pussyfooting around and the, oh, well, I don't know if it's the right thing. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I want the America where we used to stand up at the beginning of class and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I want the America where we could walk down the street and disagree with our neighbor and still be friends. I want the days back where I could hang an American flag in my front yard without my liberal white neighbors calling me a freaking terrorist or a hateful person because I still support the Constitution of the United States. These are American values, and because we're so busy trying to placate people that don't belong here, we're going to stifle ourselves. Do me a favor. Put your oxygen mask on first, and once you've got enough air in your lungs, then consider helping the person next to you. Stop running around trying to fix everybody else's crap when you're standing in a sandbox full of cat turds. Clean your cat turds before you go and tell that guy about a piece of paper sitting on his lawn. That's the problem.
You've
anyway.
No. I'm just saying you're on fire today. Apparently, people are listening, and they. So, I've already got a message that says that you are probably more conservative than I am. Maybe.
I don't know. Listen. I'm an American. I served my country on multiple levels.
Well, I want to say this. I think that you are the epitome of had enough, and you have to see it yourself in order for you to say you've had enough. Right?
Yeah.
What's one of the things that we talk about in sobriety is aside from being,
sick
the
and
bottom.
Tired of being sick and tired.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah. And a lot of this is, going through those motions and understanding that. It's like, enough has got to be enough at some point.
Well, the worst part is as conservatives, now we have to sit down and be quiet. We have to be ashamed of. It's like we're the queers in the 60s and 70s. We're sitting in a closet now, too afraid to speak out because we're going to be persecuted.
That's a great analogy.
If
that we're the closet party, that our conservatism must be, we have to come out as a conservative. It's shameful.
It's shameful. It's embarrassing. We need to hide. Just blend into the wall. Nobody's going to know. And you know what? If gay people can, I'm gay, or what is it? I'm queer. I'm here.
Get used to it. Yeah.
Well, I'm conservative. I don't give a crap what you think. Get out of my way. That's how I feel about it.
John Beckman says, Roseanne, check your blood pressure, please. We don't want to lose you. She'll be all right. She'll be okay. I just love I love the passion that you are you're expressing in all of this. It's been something. It's been a wonder to watch in all of this. Sometimes you are like when you're with us with company, you're actually a little bit scary at times. It's a little because I think that I'm almost.
You're convinced I'm gonna get up and deck someone.
No. I sometimes in my head go, I don't know if they are ready for your kind of energy. As like where you are expressing your energy as of late, because I will. How do I put this?
Do I make you a little cringy sometimes?
Not cringy. I mean, cringy is a tough word. Like you don't embarrass me. Is it sometimes? I talk to. What I was saying to everybody about like. When they put the kids into colleges and the universities, they taught them all of this socialism and whatnot. And now look at them. They're out in the world, and the Democrats have no control over them, and they're running the ship.
A bunch of
right?
mentally ill,
yeah.
special needs kids running around showing off their mental illness.
Right. So I'm like, it's like setting out rabid dogs, right? So now everybody's going, oh, what do I do with the rabid dogs? Like, nah, don't look at us. You set them out there.
Don't look it in the eye and slowly walk away.
So when I start preaching conservatism to you and I start having now all of a sudden I have to look at you and I got to go, okay, did I just create a rabid dog? It's like, did I just...
First of all, I need you to not take credit for
yes,
me.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
I love you to death.
Because a lot of people think that.
Everybody's like, well, Reese converted you. No. Reese did not convert me. I'm a strong, independent black woman. I can do crap on my own. I don't need a man to think for me. Okay? By insinuating that he did this for me, you are taking away my ability to think independently. That's number one. Number two, I don't really have a number two. I just wanted to say number two. I was going somewhere and I forgot.
No, you did come to these conclusions on your own. But can you tell everybody, this is my favorite thing. You tell people outside of the show, this one, I have to go here in order. But, folks, you don't know this, but a part of the reason why Roseanne became more conservative or started thinking in a conservative way, when we come back, I'll explain it to you. And it's a very funny bit. You'll appreciate it. Stand by. We'll be back and we'll wrap this thing up. It's Reese on the Radio, Roseanne on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
This holiday, Verizon is helping you bundle up incredible gifts and savings. You'll get the latest phone with a new line on My Plan and a brand new smartwatch and tablet. No trade-in needed. Visit a Verizon store today. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Additional terms apply.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the All-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement this year? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
This holiday season, when you get them steel, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Anyway, we are back, and we're about to get up out of here. Everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you have plenty of leftovers. Share them with your friends. Share them with your families. Zab says, Uncle Reese, you got a Mexican firecracker in studio. Yes, I did. I sure enough did. Wow, I just tuned in. Go, Roz, you friggin' rock. You could have your own shoe, is what they're saying. I knew that was going to happen. People are going to start talking about you having your own show.
That sounds like work.
Let me go to this thing. People say, you know, what were one of the things that changed Roseanne as far as like her conservative leanings? And she tells people outside of the show what really changed her mind. She got an opportunity to sit down for hours and hours, for days and days. What was the thing that she watched? Well, you may know it. It just ended recently. The ongoing saga, or is it saga, of Willis and Wade. Do you remember that?
Of course I remember.
Roseanne.
That's what started it.
It's what started it all.
And then Letitia on top of it. I'm
Yeah.
looking at all this going, yeah, people are friggin' whacked.
Yeah, and so Willis and Wade and that whole nonsense, you followed that case
Every day.
every day.
Every judgment, everything. When that woman walked in the courtroom with her dress on backwards.
Yeah, the Pepto-Bismol backwards dress.
Ugh.
You were disgusted by her and everything that they were doing.
There
And
was absolutely nothing about her presence, her appearance, or her behavior in that courtroom that said that she was a professional woman who understood the gravity of what she was attempting to do. She walked in there like some entitled ghetto girl. She was just a few snaps and a neck swivel off from being ghetto trash.
And
nothing. It completely discredited the entire field.
yeah, and for somebody who wanted to be an attorney, wanted to be a paralegal, You watched that.
Absolutely disgusted by that.
Yeah.
And I watched and I'm listening to the arguments. At this point, I'm still anti-Trump, right? I'm listening to these arguments, and I'm listening to what the district attorney is trying to say, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not right. And then every time they'd ask Willis questions about where he was at and what he was doing, and he's like,
yeah, the long
for 20
pauses.
minutes. I'm like,
yeah.
How long does it take to concoct a lie? Because if it takes that long to concoct a lie, you are a bad lawyer.
Horrible lawyer.
That's number one.
I was going to say a bad liar, but
regardless, that whole thing was just a giant shirt, and it was so infuriating. Like, if you have the goods, it's not that hard.
That's right.
It's not.
That's right. Yeah.
And if you have to fight that hard to concoct and conceal and hide and create, why?
Yeah.
Why?
It was one of the things. It was an amazing thing to watch, especially the way in which you were much more interested in that trial than I was, and I thought I was all in. You were way in.
I had my notebook. I'm taking notes. I'm looking at my law book. I'm pulling up like Georgia state law. I'm looking at the laws in Atlanta. What county is it? It doesn't matter.
Oh, DeKalb.
I'm looking at DeKalb. I'm looking up DeKalb County. Statutes. Like, I want to know what they're saying. Where's the legal basis? Almost nothing they said had any basis in anything legal. It was absolutely. And then, she's just a strong black woman. Y'all just trying to put a strong black woman down. No, we're not. We're taking a DEI hire, and we're telling her to sit down and watch the grown-ups play.
All right, that's it. We got to get out of here.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of people are going to be talking about you next week. I'm just going to let you know that. Not in a bad way.
Okay.
I think they're going to be singing
be back,
your praises.
I will be back on Fridays if you guys want to see and or hear more Roseanne on the Radio on Facebook and Reese on the Radio on Facebook. And you can also call up Reese and tell him that you'd like to see me a little bit more often. You're my favorite person to converse with. I will do it all day, every day. I always have for the last almost 5 years. You're the only person I want to talk to.
I know. God bless you. I love you, honey. As I always say, radio was free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You have a good night. Pleasant tomorrow. Roseanne, say goodbye, Roseanne.
Goodbye, Roseanne.
We love you guys. Hopefully, Roland's voice will be back to normal next week.
I got him the brujeria.
You got him the brujeria?
Yep.
All right.
Square him away.
You guys be good. Love you.
WTIC weather.
Travel forecast here through the remainder of this weekend. Looking at some rain on Sunday. Otherwise, no major storms, at least locally to speak of here through the weekend. We will keep an eye out for our next storm that will move into the region, though, for Tuesday. That could bring some disruptions, at least with regards to snow here for the area. For tonight, though, turning out partly to mostly cloudy, still breezy.